for the birth of Uncle Joe. You
Yes,
were DMing for Uncle Joe's debut.
Was I? Which game was that again?
It was the Curse of
the
Strahd.
Swamp.
Yeah. Oh God, that was
Yeah, this was before Slayer's Take. This was Uncle Joe.
I
concept.
didn't have time to run the entirety of Curse of Strahd, so I skipped to the final dungeon and let people make characters there. And he made Uncle Joe. You were there for the birth of Herc as well. You just, hey, I've got this weird one shot, and I was like, all right, but I'm going to make a weird character. I had this idea of making a barbarian who could, armor for Gaffy.
Yeah.
And then slowly
to that gimmick for a while.
Yeah, and then I stuck to that gimmick and also just kept adding random shit. I was also the original Man Clearly Human son.
You were, yes, in one of my games.
Yeah.
Inside the Tarrasque.
Inside the Tarrasque.
Yeah.
God, that was one of the weirder games I ever played.
He had
and not just because I was inside a Tarrasque, but just because of the way Man Clearly Human son formed.
It was good. The fact that he was the father, I think, really nailed it for me. It was random who had the son that was there with them. It's like, oh, it was the two kobolds in a trench coat. Also, Man Clearly Human son wasn't the name that they made up. They stole their identity from somebody. That just makes it even more confusing. It just happened to be called Man Clearly Human son. It's a great. That was an awesome game. Actually, I really loved all of those Inside the Tarrasque ones because the other one had
Boss going pure bad human, from what I heard. I remember.
Yeah, and Juno just fucking losing her shit constantly, laughing her ass off.
Yeah. Certain Americans you can really get with just like the British or like European sense of humor of like, I don't give a fuck today.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was just like, no, we don't understand. How could you say these things and not be worried about being arrested?
Man, I have to watch those games back at some point. You know what? I'll do it now. I'll be back in a couple of hours.
Speaking of good D&D, who wants to play some Explorers Guild?
Yeah. Go for it. Roll the credits.
This time,
not the credits
let's not release the Demon Lord.
Hey, I only did that once.
It's not a Matthew game without releasing a couple of Demon Lords, alright?
Release one Demon Lord, all of a sudden, you're tagged for life.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you had any way of knowing. It's not like it was entrapped in runes made by Paylor, anything like that.
Hey, I made an insight check on that. It came across as legit.
I mean, nobody stopped me from releasing it. You know what? She didn't seem at all grateful that I just released her from her prison either. It was a bitch.
Yeah, she was a bit of a cow.
God, demons, they're so ungrateful.
Well, if she's going to be like that, I'm putting her back. So I'm just taking some drugs.
It's alright.
Alright, carry on.
That'll make everyone take their mandatory LSD pills. That'll make the game much more immersive.
Oh man, this laptop's so realistic. It's like it's actually in the room with me. Cool, man.
Cool. All right, yeah, let's get going. So,
yeah, good game, guys.
Start off with so we have Gordon, Roscoe, and what's the elephant's name again?
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Marcus, could you make your wee name at the bottom of that for my eyes to flick down to?
Sure.
Thank you. I'm not playing with it. Have you done a mission with the Explorers Guild before?
Yeah, I think it's like one.
A while.
Sounds like you really enjoyed it. Yeah.
I think it was a while.
It's been a while. Let's have a look. What line was it? It was.
I'm loading up the calendar to have a look, but my internet here's a bit slower.
That one.
Well, you all gathered in a map room. There are maps across the walls of several places. You can see the Explorers Guild are probably working on exploring some other areas as well, apart from just the Lost. But right now they have their map of the valley of the lands of the Lost across the table before them. Bertha Bear's Den, big, imposing, with old battle scars, and her son Philip are across from you. As you guys prepare to head out, Gordon and Roscoe, both being experienced members, you have been offered either 2 healing potions or 10 good berries each. Which would you?
Healing potion.
Healing potions.
All right, so they give you the healing potions across with the seal of the Explorers Guild on top.
Thank you.
And across. No trouble.
Sorry if I
keep you alive out there.
Sound a bit rough, but a demon queen thingy tore my fucking lungs out. But I'm good.
Yes,
I'm good.
Miles inconvenient.
It was a little.
it's all right. God blessed me with a spare lung. Well, it's good to have you back. We've been looking into that. Well, I say looking into it. We've just been keeping an eye on that area from the camp that we've now set up in the swamps.
Cool. Not looking into it too closely, I hope.
No. My explorers are capable at dealing with beasts and the occasional owl bear, but undead and demons are somewhat outside of their purview, so we're just maintaining a perimeter at the moment.
How are they with snakes? Because I imagine that's the number one cause of distress.
They're very good with snakes. They are beasts.
How about undead snakes?
Undead snakes would be more difficult. Yeah, that would be trickier. Luckily, no undead snakes yet, surprisingly.
That's why we brought a cleric along. If there's any undead snakes, he can turn them. That's the only reason he's here.
Roscoe, you asked about... Hello, Ron. It's nice to have you back. Sorry, the room's a bit cramped for your considerable...
Please, Bertha, don't mention...
You're calling fat.
Don't mention Ron in the room, okay? It's an unwritten law.
Roscoe, you were asking about a... I got it. You were asking about an expert in things planar, correct?
Yeah.
We did look into it, and there was a gentleman, a gnome, who was staying in the town for some time. He actually described himself as a demonologist. So, I think exactly what you're looking for. His name was Prince Devlin, gnome fellow, but he headed into the lands of the Lost some weeks ago.
So going to find the bugger.
Yes. He did tell us that when he got in there, he was planning on heading hard east when he got in.
Okay.
He was searching for something beyond. He didn't really specify. But he let us know if we were looking for him, he was heading hard east once he got through the pass.
Does he have any distinguishing features so I'll know him if we come across him?
Like a name badge.
He's a gnome, so you don't see too many of those out there. That will help, but let me think.
Wait, isn't Roscoe...
In Philippine chap, he had a cat with him, a little black kitty cat, and a little curly mustache and a big black beard. And there you go.
Those are very distinguishing features.
He sounds like a classic mustache twirler.
He was twirling his mustache quite a bit of the time I was talking.
Is that a euphemism for something? Bit of a mustache twirler, that one.
So yes, he was going hard east. He said. Beyond that, there's still other problems in the swamps that need looking into. There's the bullywugs that have been they're a thorn in the side. They've been starting to look into them. There's the lizard folk that we know are out there. We're not sure if they're hostile or not, but we're curious about them, to say the least. You could also head to the camp that we've set up and ask around there, see if they've got any advice for you. Or you could pursue after. What's that?
Nothing.
What are you? Bugger. What did you do?
You're the one
What
that did
happened?
it.
I didn't do that. There we go. Or if you pursue after Prince Devlin and into the lands beyond, that is the direction that the colonists went in, so maybe you'll find some trace of them there. Lots to do, lots of stuff. I don't know about what to do about this released demon that is causing this swell of undead. Hopefully, the undead hasn't been spreading particularly quickly since we've been there, so hopefully that will remain the same, and we can let it be for the time being.
I'm sure she'll get bored and move on to other things. Or, as I suggested in passing the other day, maybe ask the man in the mud, because I bet he's not happy about her piddling around in his swamps.
Possibly, in fact, definitely not. But we don't really know very much about this man in the mud. He at least seems like a double-edged sword of an ally, from what you've described. But I've not met him myself. We've been trying to keep a distance from him so far.
Well, he seems like the lesser of two evils. Plus, he's gonna be less, volatile once a month than other demons and things. Sorry,
Roll a
lungs.
Demon.
saving throw.
Roll a what?
Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Chicken.
Bertha nods and then, slips and elbows you in the groin, causing you to double over, coughing and spluttering for a while. It's like, oh dear, sorry, once a month I get very clumsy. You pat you on the head. But anyway, lots to do. Here is your 10 gold for heading out. She gives each of you 10 gold.
Thank you.
As always, if you find anything out there, you can sell it back to us, or if it's just coinage, you can hang on to it and spend it as you will. And if you deal with any dangerous threats, we will definitely look into rewarding you for them.
I didn't get a big windfall of gold last time, did I?
No,
Shit,
you got a little bit.
I don't think
you
I
got a little bit gold.
I don't think I updated my gold properly because I paid out 500 or whatever it was for the town to be repaired, and that wodge of gold has just pushed me over 600. So I'm like, no, I definitely wasn't as low as that, but I definitely wasn't as high as that. So, how much gold did we get last time? Can you remember?
Like 40 or something. Like
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
You took a bit
That's
out
fine.
of the grave, and you got some jewels
think
and stuff, but they weren't particularly valuable.
I put myself at 147 then, so that's putting 40 on and taking 500 off. I think that's about right.
Okay.
I can't
Yeah,
remember
sounds
if it was
reasonable.
500 or 400.
You spent, I think it was 300 on improving the people's livelihoods, and then did you do another upgrade as well?
Yeah, I bought
I
the
think
road.
You bought the road.
Yeah.
Yes, so it would have been about 500 you spent.
Okay, whatever. I don't use gold for anything other than I'm going to buy Juiced a new hat at some point, so it's all good. Shit's fine.
I'd be curious to see if the other guilds start doing these little upgrade things. I think they're quite fun.
There are other guilds?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought it was just you and me, Matt.
There. Alright. Take the rather travelled route through Sport to the pass into the Valley of the Lost. The pass has been upgraded somewhat. It's got its lovely inn outside of it. And inside the inn, you all know that Gordon and Roscoe would explain to Ron that there are mercenaries for hire if you're wanting some extra muscle when you head out into the woods. And here are their prices,
Ugh.
just in case you're wanting to buy any extra muscle.
I mean, if we were going to go fight the demon bitch, I probably would have hired the lot of them and
We
looted
need
the
all-
corpses.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't think of that, but
Cone of Cold. Oh shit.
oh shit, she's using non-magical weapons. Damn.
Well, one of them's a wizard.
Yep. Gondorox of Sneg.
Fucking Gordorox. I mean, I don't know if we're fighting lizard men, we've got healing. We've got. Do we have a frontliner? Roscoe, you're a
Not
frontliner,
really.
aren't you?
I could do a bit of that, yeah.
I mean, we could splash out for a bit of a frontliner.
Gareth, you really sound unwell, buddy. I'm sorry.
I am about 20 times better than I was yesterday.
Oh.
I'm gonna step inside and loudly announce to the room, "Hi, looking to hire some." Sorry, looking to hire some muscle. When I say muscle, I basically want anyone who can take a hit and stand there and not be killed too quickly.
So they all look around at you, and you.
There's payment. There's payment involved.
You can see this lot over here. They all look like traditional blades for hire types, varying quality. The two over by the table over there also, to be honest, most of them look like muscle. The lady with the red hair over here, she kind of cracks her knuckles. And even outside, you notice there was a goblin in like rusted plate mail. So there's quite a few frontliney types. In fact, they have that in the most abundance.
Does the hair look naturally red? Because if she doesn't have a soul, that might come in handy if we do come up against the demon, because she'll have nothing to sell to her.
It's hard to say. Like, she's not super friendly.
It's either natural or that's a lot of product.
I mean, this one's the only guy who's actually wearing armor by the looks of it, like proper.
Yes,
everyone
the
else
gentleman
is
over
just
there.
in their nightshirts.
Some of them are wearing leather kind of armor. It's the more common thing you're seeing. He is wearing.
You can hire me, but you'll need to give me 10 minutes to put my armor on. Where's this bit go again? Okay,
Yeah.
there's this one.
I mean, if you're curious about any of them, like, I can give you a little rundown of how they look.
Basically, I was assuming there'd be one that's good at punching, one that's good at not being pushed off a cliff, and whatever. I'm just trying to get from the which one of them could take a hit. He doesn't even have to be like a good fighter. He just needs to be
the cheapest one, Bloody Dave. He looks like a tough kind of rough and tumble thug sort. Thuggish in general toughness. The other two look slightly more capable, as like they look a little bit more like actual experienced mercenary soldiers as opposed to being just a killer. Dremmer, this fellow down here, it looks like he's probably a quite experienced soldier. He's wearing good armor, looks pretty tough.
Good armor is probably what I'm looking for.
Is just covered in scars, and he's carrying this big ass sword.
Kind of has a smile.
Yes, a really weird smile. Rhonda is like she's quite tall, broad, strong looking woman. Like she's not got any obvious weaponry. Actually, she does. She's got a big fucking maul next to her for swinging at people. So yeah. You got options. It just depends how much you want to pay.
I'm looking at the payment here. Barkbeard takes all potions found, so who's Barkbeard?
Barkbeard is the dwarf druid. Over here. Just smoking his pipe.
I look at him, I look at Roscoe, I look back at Roscoe and go, are you two going to behave if we hire him?
What do you mean?
The long pause is not very reassuring. I think
you might be stereotyping.
No, I mean, because you're both druids. I thought druids kind of, you don't store them together, don't feed them after midnight.
Don't get them wet.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's gnomes.
Oh, I get confused.
I have a lot to contribute. I have no gold. I think I forgot to update some gold probably after the last one, so I had 36 gold. I
can happily splash out for someone.
The fact is, it's per day, and where we're going, while we've explored a lot of the area, there are no roads. It's going to take us a while to travel, so we're looking at a good, 300 gold or something to take one person out to where we're going and back again. So it's quite hefty. Whereas Barkbeard, I mean, I'm saying Buckbeard's a definite here, because if he's just going to take all the potions we find, that's great, because we're going into the swamp. The potions we find are going to be swamp water.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. The most you've been out for, I think, has been like 5 days. You move 2... If you go to the thing, you move... If squares have been discovered, you can move like 2 discovered squares in a row in 1 day, so 16 miles. Or if you've not discovered it, you can only go 1 square.
Yeah, but then there's also the journey back.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. So let's say if you went all the way to the end...
Just cut them loose, let them find their own way home, like build a pony.
So that would be like 2 days. And so yeah, it'd be 4, 5. Yeah, it could add up.
Yeah.
Gondrax is also an option. He's cheap. I don't think any of us care about spell scrolls or books.
I mean, I do cast magic, but Gondrax, it's like we talk about needing frontliners, and so far we're looking at the druid and the wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like a brawly druid.
If
He
you're
looks
talking
like
about cost effectiveness, Valiant. Who's Valiant Thus?
Valiant Vus appears to be the goblin knight who is sitting outside playing chess against a kobold.
Oh, there he is. I missed him. I mean, he wants a full share, but if we don't end up finding...
Oh, wait, no, sorry. Valiant Vus... Sorry, my mistake. Valiant Vus is the kobold.
Oh, okay.
Okay, alright, so let's
Basically,
that's going to work out cheaper, because let's face it, we're never going to be paid like 300 gold. So,
yeah.
Barkbeard,
Let's give it a go.
Valiant Vus, and Gondorax.
Zang. Who the fuck
Wow,
is Zang?
we're really fletching out the party with the hired help.
Zang. Okay, so the knight Zang is the knight of the hedge. He's just 15 gold up front and then a full share. So.
Well, I mean, if we get, or we could just get the druid and the wizard.
We can actually get a knight. Oh, okay. So he's only 15 gold more than Valiant Vus, basically total. So.
Yeah, he just requires an initial charge.
An upfront payment.
I'll happily pay that.
Well,
I mean, just in terms of someone who's wearing armor who might take a hit.
Who was Zang? I don't see Zang. Is my
Sorry,
price
Zang is the knight of the hedge.
Yeah, he's outside. I wasn't looking outside. I was looking inside the bar.
We could take both of them if we wanted. That way they could carry on their chess game uninterrupted.
You'd also get Mule Mox then, his squire.
Free of charge.
Yeah, because he followed Zang. Obviously, there he is. Hard-working fella.
Is he as good as a pig? Actually, where is my fucking pig? I'm bringing my pig along.
Also, how much of the stuff he's carrying are mimics?
All of it. He's a mimic.
Oh god.
Okay, so guys,
Highling mimic.
Oh Jesus Christ! What is that? I haven't seen. Dear God.
Adam was bored.
In the first game,
busy token.
In the first game he was in, somebody cast Speak with Animals. It was probably Gareth, to be honest. Like the voice of Herc, the pig, whatever, was just an impression of Herc, and Matt just immediately went, "No, he can't talk. He's like, they cast Speak with Animals. He's not always going to talk. It's fine." He seemed very outraged, didn't you, Matt?
I was just cutting that off. Like, whoa, he doesn't just talk.
There's a lot of stuff this pig doesn't do. Stupid pig.
Well, yeah. I mean, if we're talking about efficiency, if we're not expecting on much of a payout, I guess those two outside are.
And Barkbeard. I like Barkbeard.
Are cheap. And,
although if we get them all killed and then we need them later on, we're going to be kind of shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still a vested interest in keeping them alive, but yeah, the net cost doesn't sound like it's going to be so bad.
I love the idea.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I love the idea of walking into here going, "Who's the strongest? Who's the toughest?" And point at the druid slumped on the bar and going, You come with us."
It's like,
I personally think Gondorax might be a better call than Barkbeard. It covers a few more bases. Let's face it, we're all morons.
Okay, Gondorax. That way, if we find any potions, we can keep them.
Yeah. I mean, I can, I am a healer, so I can hopefully keep them alive. Hopefully.
I mean,
probably best not take just the entire bar, because then we'll have to run the entire bar in every encounter. So probably limit yourself to
Everybody, come with us. We've got a job for all of you.
You there, barmaid. What's your price?
Attorney Vonner does not come along. She would be too.
She's been
She
in
might have
that
something to
swamp.
say though. If you take all of her clientele, you might piss her off a bit. Just empty the bar for 4 days, or we go.
Attorney, everybody's got a price. Everybody. Are you going to be able to handle it if we take 3 NPCs, Matt?
Yeah. Well, which 3 are you thinking of taking?
The wizard and the chess players.
Yeah,
Alright.
thus Zang and Gondra.
Which means our
Smeg. Really, Smeg?
which means we're now getting 1/5 of a cut instead of 1/3.
Okay.
But none of us seem that fussed about money.
Yeah.
So, there's a little bit of haggling back and forth. So, someone would have to pay Zhang's 15 gold sort of
Roscoe.
hiring charge. Roscoe, alright, so just take off 15 gold.
Yep.
Him and Vus both require a full share. Gondrax, what was he? He's
Oh,
like 1 gold a day?
1 gold.
I'll pay his 1 gold a day.
Alright.
Whatever that works out as. If we've gone for a month, then that's still fine.
Who would like to control who?
I don't mind.
I mean, I have wizarding experience.
Alright, you want to control Gondrax of Smeg?
Yeah.
I'll take Zhang then, I guess.
Sure.
Works.
Roscoe. Alright. So I'll just give you access to their sheets, and then you'll know what you're dealing with.
Oh god, this says he's just a Girl Scout in disguise and he doesn't have any magic. Matthew, why?
No, he's just he's a wizard apprentice. He
Can
knows
I just say,
fireball and
he looks nothing like his profile picture. I made myself laugh.
That's nice.
I wonder what anyone that's in any of the rooms around you hasn't seen. You're just sitting in a hotel room, madly laughing to yourself.
To us, it's during the day. There's nobody here, but when I'm playing D&D at night, I imagine they're like. Actually, I think the walls are fairly thick.
Oh, that's okay. I've worked in some hotels where the walls have been very thin, and that you would be driving people nuts.
Well, I had that when I was
It's better than just listening to people.
when I was staying over in Bristol before. They put me up in a cottage, and the walls were thick, but then they had this big space at the top that was like wafer thin. So it's like great, you're blocking out sound for a little bit and then letting it through at the top. And I was hosting a game one night, and the guy next door banged on the wall, was like, "You fucking keep it down in there." It got quite late.
Right. So, we see your gathered peoples. Gondrax of Smeg.
I don't have control of him, by the way.
You should have access to his sheet if you, or maybe I didn't.
I can see him.
Is it in the journals? Or
It's the apprentice wizard, I think, isn't he?
Yep, he's the apprentice wizard.
He is literally the apprentice. Oh god, I was just talking about that.
That's why I said
I
he
see,
doesn't look like his profile picture.
Oh, very so
Maybe I didn't quite
oh
put it
wow.
right.
So he has like what, 2 first level spell slots?
There's a reason he's cheap.
True. I mean, if you could just sit there across Fireball, you know.
They're like, night. Yeah, I just put C. I didn't put night. Or didn't do the second. Edited by. So Zhang and Voss, they're
Nice.
they both are quite happy. They finish off their game. Zhang scuttles down and goes, verily, we will head into these dangerous swamps and give evil what's for. And the kobold goes, yeah, we'll also take lots of gold and treasure.
I hope you guys are paying attention to the voices you're going to have to be doing for your characters.
Fuck no.
How does Gondrak sound?
Just
Matt?
no.
I will handle their voice if you their combat actions.
I can just
Gond-
about manage Batman today.
Gondrak's is like, yeah, the swamp should be perfect place for me to hone my mighty magic potential.
I regret everything.
Firebolt! Oh, my spells aren't set up. Oh, shit. Oh, God, I'm the worst wizard.
He drops his binder and all the come out. Oh, no.
I don't have Zhang's sheet, so I have the token. But...
Oh, no. Let me see here. I thought I had that there.
Yeah.
Although I will say, he has as many hit points as I do.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Zhang is one of the better ones. That's why he requires a full share.
Okay, fair enough.
I got plus.
Because I realise, because you guys are, what, like 9 and 8? I think I'm a couple levels behind everyone.
We are fucking beefy.
Yeah.
There you go. You should have it now. I said it.
Thank you.
Firebolt, burning hand.
Oh, he's a
shield.
knight. Awesome.
I don't need to put in the details for shield, do I, Matthew? You're gonna...
No, it's fine. Yeah, we know. We all know how shield works.
Juno fucking doesn't.
With your new party, you head out into the lands of the lost and into the swamps. Behind you, as you go, the goblin and the kobold kind of chitter back and forth good-heartedly. It's like listening to me and Adam talk. It's mostly insults, but there's love behind it. Meanwhile, Gondorax of Smeg keeps going, well, actually, and correcting people's statements. And if he sees like a rock formation or something, he has to tell you how that rock formation is formed. And he's a great traveling
member of the party that's not going to make it back.
Technically, it's igneous rock, but it actually it looks more like a zeolite because of the angle that we stood at.
Alright. But you stand on the entrance to the swamps. Which direction would you like to head in?
Home. We will head east.
Alright.
Sounds good to me.
So you can go 2 squares east without issue, because you've explored along this way before. I'm guessing Roscoe is being our wayfinder today.
Sounds sensible.
And Ron, are you keeping an eye out? Are you the...
He's the wisdom.
I have... I was going to say, I've got survival, I got +8.
I got +8 as well.
Okay, perception I'm only +5, so I don't mind.
Okay, I'll be on the lookout then.
Okay, so Ron is actually taking point on keeping that. Could you make a survival check for me, Ron?
I can certainly try.
25.
That looks good.
All right, you are finding a very efficient path there. Gordon, could you roll 2d6 for me?
Of course, my good man.
Where are my tables? The roly tables. An 8. Let's see. So you rolled above 20.
This apprentice wizard is not going to last fucking long. I was like
7 hit points or something.
I've set up a macro for Firebolt. I was about to do one for Burning Hands. It's like, oh no, I'll save it for Shield. Wait, he's got armor class 10 and 9 hit points.
I'm at 9. Oh, God.
I'm worried we're going to get jumped by commoners and beaten to death.
We just get crit and instantly die.
Gordon, could you please roll for me?
How many commoners are attacking?
2d6 again.
Of course.
A 6. Oh, okay.
There he is. There's the man that stole my pig.
They run over and grab her pig. You spend the day traveling mostly, pretty efficiently. You've gone this way before, Gordon and Roscoe. You know the route. You avoid the swamp gas and hydras. You are somewhat aware that to the north of you is the manor of Vapul. And it does make you uncomfortable as you travel, but you do not head in that direction. And you keep a wide berth of it.
Gordon mutters under his breath, we're not avoiding you, we're just going over here for now. If you're listening in, we're not avoiding you at all. It's nothing personal. No, we're not scared. We're just heading in this direction. It's all good, okay? Good.
As you spend your time traveling, you realize you're upon the area in which you purred the Hydra, fighting some force that you did not see. And it is close enough that you can inspect wherever this was, if you'd like to.
That sounds like a good idea. If there's something scary up there, Hydra coming around, it's probably worth knowing about.
Okay. So you make a slight detour to where this Hydra was fought. You find there is a clearing, although it was probably not a clearing before the fight with the Hydra. There are uprooted trees, pulverized earth, general destruction in this spot. And you find the body of the Hydra very quickly. It's been dead for a while now. It is in a heightened state of decay. It's spread everywhere. The heads have been thrown this way and that. The body has been crushed and splattered in places. You notice, however, that there is movement of the Hydra with your high perception roll, Roscoe, before you kind of get there. You can see there are several mushroom-capped creatures. So they've got like mushroom heads, mushroom bodies, slowly making their way around the Hydra's body and cultivating growing patches of mold and fungi on the dead Hydra body. They're very obviously kind of tending to these, removing like parasites from them. You see one of them scrape away some damaged, some decaying fungus from it. But they don't seem to... They're either not aware of you or not particularly interested.
Well, I don't think you can try. I'm not sure they're going to speak our language, though.
Wizard, are you able to cast comprehend languages?
Is he?
Shield, burning hands, and something else. I've closed his sheet because I...
well, I could cast comprehend languages if I wanted to, but I don't
good,
want
do
to.
it.
Yeah.
Well, I think I'm not really here to be the communicator. I'm here as a force of... I'm here as a force of arcane might.
He hasn't gotten to that part in the course yet where they learn comprehend language. That second semester?
Well, Roscoe, I mean, they seem to be people of the land. You're a person of the land. Is there some sort of unwritten language, sort of like a... Not like sign language, but, like a body talk type thing.
Druid cant?
Be like...
Druidic?
I mean, we could just approach them and be happy and not murder them, and then that way they'll know we're not hostile.
Oh wait, shit, I have a spell for this. I can cast tongues.
That would do it.
Well, they might they might have some other way of communicating. Like bees. Bees don't use tongues, they use dancing. I know this because I'm a chef.
Actually, bees communicate less through dancing and more through complex rhythm.
I mean, that is also what dancing can be used to define. It's an umbrella term. It's more of a generalization. I'm not saying they actually sit there doing the Macarena in order to say good morning. Some would say I was dumbing it down for the simpler folk, and I indicate Roscoe. Anyhow, let's.
My apologies. I just had a little app crash.
Should we go dance at these mushrooms?
Sure. I will be prepared to cast tongue. Okay. Necessary.
You guys make your way down to this destroyed Hydra body, and the fungus being... when you get closer, the creatures notice you, and you can see some of them are about the size of dwarfs. Like, they're very stocky and short, but quite broad in stature. And then there are other ones that are almost like child versions. And these ones are actually on top of the Hydra, kind of soaking up its energy. The larger ones move themselves before you. What other kind of children do you spend time with?
You said child versions, but it sounded very much like child versions.
Oh. Right.
Anyhow, we're not
so
hidden.
About five of these creatures move to block you and stand close together to make a wall between you and this smaller version.
I'll try talking to them, guys. So I will. We're not armed, no weapons out. No, we're not hidden in any way. We're just walking. So I will approach and with a smile say, "Good day. Do you speak the common tongue?"
How close do you come before you say that?
120 feet. No, I'd say about 30 foot away.
30 foot away?
Right, I'd approach until they started looking uncomfortable. If they start looking uncomfortable at 50 feet, I'm not going to carry on approaching,
Yeah. They would probably not feel uncomfortable until you're 15 feet away.
Well, I'll stick at 30 feet then.
Alright. So you say something, and they sort of tilt their heads, their mushroom heads aside.
I'll try
and then
Elvish. Oh, sorry.
They begin to slowly kind of walk a little bit closer to you.
Okay. I continue smiling. I look through my spell list. Fireball. Yeah, that probably works well on mushrooms.
When they're within about 15 feet of you, they stop and they shake their whole bodies and spores.
I look back at the wizard and I go, dancing.
It is somewhat actually, I think that's more of a shimmy.
It's a kind of dancing. Fuck no. Don't make me cast idiot sandwich on you, because I fucking will.
They cover you in these spores.
This is where I expect to now be able to understand them telepathically, and you say, roll a con save. You're impotent for the next 45 years.
Could you please roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
I will do so. Con save. Jesus.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah. Perfect. So for a moment you feel everything kind of go like a little like woo for a second. Like the world kind of twists a little bit. And then in your head you hear one of them go, "No, the rapport spores, not the pacifying spores, Derek." Oh, sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Can we? Hi.
Hello.
We don't speak with the outside words. We have the spore words. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I thank you for talking to me. Do you mind if I invite a couple of other people closer into the spores so that we can commune as a group? Yes, as long as we
can spore them. We like sporing people.
I will turn back to Roscoe and Ron and say, "Do you guys want to get spored? It means you can talk to the mushrooms." You want spores?
Sounds fucked. I'll do it.
Yeah, cool. Ron?
I have allergies.
I mean, I literally didn't mention your name at all, Gorgorox, which I'm assuming isn't your real name.
No, it is.
If you say so.
It's short for Gorgorox Willinghelm Wanderfike.
Yeah. Surely it is Marty or whatever your real name is. Cool. You guys can wait there. We're going to talk to the mushrooms for a bit. Anyhow, do you guys get spored up?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
It has trouble getting through the blockade in your nose, but eventually it manages. Yeah, you can hear. You can sort of hear all of their thoughts in your mind, and they're quite. It seems these creatures don't really have an idea of secrets or personal information. Like they give it all over very freely. Like it's just pretty much immediately.
My arse itches.
Yeah, it's very much like we're using this Hydra to strengthen our young. We're friendly. We have no way of defending ourselves from you. just too much information almost immediately.
Gordon looks at him and goes, "It doesn't seem like you've got anything of worth for us to take. Plus, we're not really here to cause violence. We're just explorers and we want to know things."
Oh, thank goodness. We'd have no way of stopping you if you meant us harm.
It's a good thing we don't mean you harm.
Any idea of what killed the Hydra?
No, we missed that. We're just happy to have its dead, delicious body.
Cool. Do you mind if I take some of the teeth?
And excrement.
Are you using the teeth? You can keep the excrement.
No, we don't need the teeth. Thank you.
I didn't think you would, because teeth don't tend to be that degradable.
No, they're not much use to us. You can take some. A lot of them got broken, it looks like, but there's a lot of heads.
There are
Roscoe, you could roll a medicine check if you were curious about how this creature died.
I was curious about how it broke its teeth.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
both
biting things.
Both
Yeah,
so one of you can help the other.
Yeah, I'll happily help with it.
I'm a cleric. Sure.
Don't show off, that's how you roll bad. Oh, good.
So this Hydra was beaten to death by something much larger and physically stronger than it. It looks like the heads were pulled off in places, like something grabbed the heads and tore them off its body, which doesn't kill Hydras. Doesn't kill Hydras very effectively, but it looks like it was effectively stomped to death while it was on the ground.
I think it was like beaten to death with its own head, just like
yes. You find one of the heads is wrapped around two of the others and was used to choke the other two to death.
Now, I'm just a humble pig, but I was wondering if you wanted any more of that there shit. I could brew you up some for a reasonable charge. Gordon pushes the pig out of the spores. Ignore him. It has nothing to do with us. So yeah, I think we should take some teeth or whatever, and anything else that you guys think is useless. Ignore him. He's allergic to spores. Is there anything we can do to help? Any issues? Any trouble you've been having? Have you noticed anything dangerous around? Let's chat. Let's talk for a while.
Part of the swamp is becoming sick, and
yeah, that was kind of we were there for the start of that. Well, the escalation.
It's been spreading faster the last few days. It's not good. We're going to have to move a little further away or go back underground. But other than that, no. The man of the mud keeps us all with plenty of delicious slime. The bullywugs are kind of they kick us around sometimes and push us over or throw us into trees. They're mean.
Okay.
We could help you. There's just so you know, there's a hidden pool. It's a magic shrine to the northeast of us. Just over and points off to the northeast.
Okay.
Its guardian is friendly.
Don't take this personally, but I'm going to insight check you because I'm suspicious of anybody recommending places to me. So I'm going to sit here and think about your possible meaning to that. And you know what? Yeah, never mind. You're probably fine. I trust you wholeheartedly.
Probably fine. He's cute, man. He's like a little Toad from Mario.
You ever come across the lizard folk?
They actually put an image in your head of a hidden pool in the swamps to that direction, with and like a vague outline of like a creature there, but with like positive connotations to it.
All I can think of is that bit from IT Crowd where he sees his father at the gates of heaven, and Hitler pokes his head around the corner. Was that Hitler? No, it's not that. It's peaceful and serene. Wait a minute, what the fuck was that? That sounds nice.
Yes, we see the lizard folk sometimes. They normally ignore us, and we ignore them. They don't like the taste of mushrooms.
Oh, that's fair enough. Have you seen a man with a beard and a moustache and a black cat? He might be twirling the moustache as he was walking.
Roll a d20 for me. Just see if they spotted him. Kaiser Bear.
Kaiser Bear. Ha!
Ooh.
Never. Never
What the
have we
fuck
seen
is a
anyone with
moustache?
What is a mustache?
We're blind. How dare you?
They've never seen anyone with a mustache.
Okay. Fucking cold. I say fucking cold. It gave me access to D&D today. I will. I mean, thank you for all the information. I think all I really want out of this now is some Hydra teeth, so I can sell them later. And
Yeah.
I've.
Someone roll a survival check for me to see how many Hydra teeth you're able to gather.
Gordon looks at the two wisdom-based characters. Can you guys sort out some Hydra teeth for me?
I will help. Here we go.
18? Nice, okay. So that would be, we'll call that... could you roll 8d4 for me?
Damn.
There are lots of Hydra teeth, but unfortunately most of them are badly damaged.
Let's see how many.
Alright, you get 16 Hydra teeth, and you know, because you know, been around the Explorers Guild, and you know they will buy stuff like this, Hydra teeth are worth about 10 gold each.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we have to split it 5 ways, so... Could have done with getting a nice even number, but it's fine. I will make a note on... Should I make a note? Do we have a party loot? Oh, whatever, I'll just make a note on my character sheet.
Yeah,
Hydra
I probably
teeth.
should make a party look for the games as the game.
It's
Next
fine.
time.
Hydra teeth, 160 gold's worth.
Hide your teeth. Hide your wife.
Hydra teeth, hide your wife.
Alright. The Myconids say you're welcome to camp here if you want, and they will keep an eye out, and if anything they'll try and keep you aware of anything dangerous that shows up, since you seem so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I insight checked them, and I trust them thoroughly, so yeah, let's bunk down, guys.
Alright.
Yeah.
During the night, Gordon's ganked by Myconids.
Secretly, that's what he wanted.
Yeah, mushrooms.
Oh no! Oh, you're in my tent? Oh. And me without my pajamas on.
Oh no, Myconid's stepdad, no. So, yeah. Now, because you found this friendly group of Myconids, and they keep an eye out for you, there is no nighttime encounter. I'll say that.
They scare off the hydras that are coming to...
It's more they seem to know the swamp very well and have ways of dissuading predators through like their spores and like weird smells are enough to like...
They're just gangster biking it, just in their turf, it's fine.
I just realised
Go
something...
2 streets over and...
Guys,
so
we've encountered the mushrooms, we've encountered the snakes. Matt, where the fuck are the badgers? There gotta be badgers somewhere.
There are no swamp badgers, unfortunately.
Oh, what the fuck?
But the next
Honey
day
badgers.
comes. The Myconids are still around. They don't sleep. They just kind of keep going through the night, feeding their young, and
They're just sort of staring at us as we sleep.
Oh, music left.
something that the Myconids do. If you ask, they ask you if you'd like to join them in what they.
Sorry, cut out the last bit.
Join them in what?
Yeah, what are
In a meld.
Oh.
Oh, I
yeah,
got that.
that's sure.
All right.
Oh, sorry, Matt. I'll put your music that you had on before. I'll skip it. I'll skip this. There you go.
Fine, I just got some different. So yeah, you trip balls. They spore you. It's not like the hardcore trip that the mushrooms caused for you on that tree, Gordon. It's less crazy, super hallucinogenic, but it's more like during the break you spend a good. It's like your own weed. You're just like happy and relaxed, and the Myconids share a lot of their memories.
Okay.
It's more of a relaxed high. The Myconids share memories with you. You get an understanding of like their outlook, and like they have a very not kind of live and let live. They just want to be happy and comfortable, and they kind of share that feeling with you, the feeling of being part of their group. It's nice. It's a lot simpler than human life. It's a lot more just about being safe and secure and surviving, without any real ambition. But it's a nice kind of way to rest and keep the day going. But however, day does come and you realize press on, or you're just going to end up sitting amongst these mushrooms for another day.
Damn it! Costing us money here. Every day we spend here, we have to pay the wizard another gold piece. And we know he's just going to blow it on comic books and fucking pot noodles.
Hey, you never know. If he encounters enough interesting things, he might actually be more useful.
you think the apprentice wizard is going to level up?
That could happen.
I think he's going to survive that long.
I mean, if I level him up, the only next wizard is just a straight mage. So that would be quite a jump.
I would just suggest taking the apprentice wizard, changing his name, and giving him an extra spell slot or some shit.
It's like, oh, guys, I've leveled up. Oh, cool. What have you got access to now? Kona Cold! Fuck.
Shoot Polly.
We want to comprehend fucking languages. Get some decent utility, man.
What do you do with your second day once you kind of say goodbye to the mushrooms and move on?
Let's check out the pool, shall we?
Yeah, I reckon that's a good idea.
Can do. Checking out the pool will take up, some time, so it might keep you from being able to follow after Devlin's path. So, yeah, it's a thing you can do. It's just you might not catch up to Devlin this session if you do.
I think Marcus is doing something weird.
Sorry, I'm just tidying up some glass.
I too like to play D&D while sat on broken glass.
That's my fetish as well.
It's the only way I get through most of our games, to be honest. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Pool party or Devlin hunting? We kind of need to sort out this Devlin thing, don't we?
Yeah,
probably
kind
should.
of being specifically paid for that.
No, you're not being paid for it. It's
No,
just,
it's the same we
well.
wanted to do.
We just want to make sure that the world isn't going to go to complete and utter shit.
Jesus Christ, that's big.
Oh, okay.
Let me just scale that down. Oh,
still
it's a lot bigger than I was expecting. Oh, are you scaling it as well?
Yeah.
So we're both scaling that. I'll let you handle it, okay? And I'll draw an arrow, or you can draw an arrow, whatever. I just wanted to let them know.
mushroom pool.
Yeah, mushroom pool. And it's gonna be over here-ish. I'll put it like that. There we go.
Well,
It's the thing that probably occurs to you in the morning is that you have learnt that these lands are filled with wonderful distractions that can catch you. But if you want to keep on target,
Stay on target.
actually, it kind of makes sense to do this way, because if we went down there, not there, we'd end up there by the end of today, and then we could go there, but we wouldn't be able to properly explore next text.
I'm sure that what Roscoe's saying makes sense, so let's do that.
But if we went there, we could explore that there. Next day, get down to there. Then next day, up.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
It's all coming together.
Sure. All right. So you're going to go and have a look. Have a look in this area. So you move that way. Could I get another survival roll from Ron? And could I get another perception roll from Roscoe? See what random events happen today. Okay. And a 2d6 roll from Gordon. You're my random encounter generator.
Biddy biddy biddy. Love rolling them 2s and 6s.
8. Okay. Could I please get from you another roll, but this time, could you roll for me, as I scroll, a d6?
Just one, yeah?
Just 1d6.
A natural 1.
Okay, yeah, this makes a lot of sense for the area you're going to.
Ah, a squirrel.
One Hydra.
2 hydras this time. Now that you've left those, you can come and get you. All right, the area you enter is a lot more heavy rivers than the area you were in before. You can see they must flow down from the large lake that is up above you, and they crisscross this area before kind of just dissolving into the swamp and muddy water in places, or forming kind of pools here. Because in my world, there's no ocean that I run everything. you squelch your way through this area. As the day goes on, rain does begin to pour. Swamp is... Which makes the day even more miserable. You're going through swampy land.
Sorry, can I just say, if it's getting really bad, I can sit and ritual cast Water Walk. If that's going to help.
I mean, it might do. It's up to yourself.
Can I have 10 minutes of your time?
It's already up to Roscoe's chin. Hurry, man!
To be fair, going through a swamp water walk would be... The 10 minutes it would take to cast water walk, the time you squelching through the mud would actually be a big help.
Yeah.
Cool.
Why didn't you do this a couple of days ago? You
So,
dense motherfucker!
Every hour, you stop for 10 minutes, take a wee break, and cast water walk. Overall, however, this makes travel much easier, because wherever there's not river, there's quite an unpleasant mud, which you are now walking atop. And it does also make the journey just a little bit more pleasant, which is nice because there is just rain pelting down on you. Gondorax looks miserable and unwell. The gnome and goblin, the goblin and kobold. He's a kobold. He just has rat folk. Is what I use for statistics. Do not seem overly bothered by the unpleasant conditions. They're pretty used to it.
Is Gondorax going to contract a cold and get pneumonia, and that's how he's going to be it. He's just going to die to the environment.
He died the way he wanted to. Natural causes.
However, as the day goes on, the rain gets heavy. The water around you begins to kind of raise in and you gain a very strange notion. You realize you're in a flood, but you're walking on top of this, like, clearly what would be a very dangerous flash flood for most people. Like, a river has burst its banks somewhere and is coming pouring by you. And if it wasn't for the water walk spell, you would be getting battered down river, pushed, thrown away. Instead, you just have the unpleasant sensation of trying to walk the wrong direction on one of those moving conveyor belts in a airport.
Oh shit, guys, I just dropped my wallet. Oh shit, for fuck's sake.
Hey, don't get that back.
My library card was in there. Could everybody roll Constitution saving throws for me? Actually, athletics checks or Constitution.
Does that include the pig and the wizard?
Yes, including the pig and the wizard. Con save or an athletics check.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to go for con save. Better. Oh god, and that one.
Alright.
Prince Wizard, con save. Yeah, he's not going to do an athletics check. Oh, what is it with me in that once? I'll go for the pig next.
The pig is fine. His 4 legs and hoofs make him quite adept.
Okay.
That was the night.
Everybody, apart from Gondorax and Gordon, handle this well.
I'm sorry, Roll20. Whatever I did to upset you.
They are both knackered. Like, they've been walking against this current all day, trying their best to overcome it. But they've just, you've both gained a level of exhaustion from fighting against this wrong direction conveyor.
Oh, that's disadvantage on ability checks.
Yes. It could have been worse, though. You realise this could have been quite dangerous if it wasn't the fact you had the Warlock spell prepared.
Where's this nice calming pool that we were promised?
Well, I was going to say, as you were walking, who rolled perception? It was you, wasn't it, Roscoe? What did you get?
Yeah.
Matt, what's the name of the guy we're hunting for again? I'm trying to add it to my storybook.
Prince Devlin.
Prince Devlin. Okay, thank you.
As you were traveling, you notice, Roscoe, that there is the water is rushing, flooding water is almost deliberately avoiding a corpse of tree that stands proudly above this rushing water. In fact, when you look closely, you realize the water is there's several levels of water that should be pouring in the way, that is just standing and not. It is being magically repelled from flooding into this area.
Let's head up there. It looks like the flood getting up might be a good place to camp when it comes to it.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I trust
you.
But then again, I trusted the mushrooms and they fucked us.
You literally have to drop down in order to get into this. Area because the water level is higher than it should be. So you have to drop a couple of feet. But once you do, you leave the flood behind you. It's still taking place behind you. You can see the water rushing by, but it is unnaturally being prevented from entering this area.
Rasmus looks up at those few feet and thinks, God damn, I'm not getting back up there.
Yeah. It's like a literal wall of water for you.
Hey, is that a wallet?
You see a pike grab the wall of the wallet and just off of it. Looking around, you still feel like you're in the swamp, but it feels less overgrown and unhealthy here. There is a more this place just feels kind of more alive and more wholesome. Strange way of describing it, but it just feels a little more alive and wholesome where you are now.
I feel like this area is family friendly.
Yes, exactly. Adam, you were immediately with aggressive gusto.
I mean, you cut out for there, so I don't know what happens to me with aggressive gusto, but I love it.
You were thrown out with aggressive gusto. But the area seems magically maintained. Roscoe, this brings to mind from your time in the cities how some parks would be tended to by holy order, granting it an almost supernatural level of peace and serenity.
Well,
can I see anything around? Anything inhabiting the area?
You look deeper inside. You can see this area is the area around this the flood that it's going around. So you can if it wasn't for the tree.
Sorry, you're cutting out.
Yeah, Matt, you completely
I'll
left. Occasionally we lose a word, but that time we lost everything.
Yeah. Is that better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be.
Cool. All right. So you see this area isn't large. It would be like the size of a large garden on a estate or something normally. So quite a few acres, but not like huge area of land. If it wasn't for the trees, you would see from one end to the other easily enough. Through the trees, you can make out what looks like a clearing. But that's kind of the only thing that you make out apart from just natural tree growths.
Should we try and have a rest here, or do we want to soldier on? What do we want to do, guys?
Where are we in the day?
Yeah.
Middle of the day.
Oh, let's not rest here then.
Okay. We're going to briefly be in a haunted mansion.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
When you move a little further inside, you can see that there is a pool. The pool's main kind of feature, when you get closer, is you see there is a skeleton just beneath the water, kind of poking out in a few places, white bones of a large creature inhabiting the water.
Should we try and get some more teeth, guys? Teeth are quite lucrative, and that looks like a dragon. And I'm not just saying that because it says at the top of the map. I mean, I could be wrong.
This place has got a bit of a tranquility to it. Might be best to leave it be.
Okay.
There's probably something here guarding that tranquility.
Should we have a look around instead of just, guessing?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
With my That's for Guardian.
We squint through the trees, Matthew.
Okay. You squint through the tree. Roll a perception check for me.
After squinting through the trees, I'm going to squint into the water, by the way. I want to do it as 2 separate rolls.
Just do it as one roll. Okay. All that's through the trees is the water.
I will. Should I do it, or would you like to do it, Gareth? I'm taller than you, so I might be able to see more. But I've only got a +4.
Either way.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Oh,
too late.
You can't say either way and then go, actually, I'll do it.
Alright. Peering into the trees, you can see quite clearly by the skeleton is a large sleeping. Let me check. Oh yeah, a large figure with scales on its body, crocodile head, as big as you'd kind of guess an ogre is, but much more muscular and less podgy. And you can see it is very clearly snoozing. It is having a lovely little sleep, and just floating in amongst some of the detritus of the pond.
Does it look like if it were angered, it would tear us limb from limb? Or mostly harmless?
It doesn't look harmless because it's very large and strong looking, but it doesn't, it looks comfortably asleep.
It looks comfortably asleep, guys. Do you reckon we should...
The visions you guys got from the Myconids kind of... This creature here kind of matches up with the feelings that you got from them. The images that they showed.
So the creature seems like he's peaceful from the images that the mushroom people showed us?
Yes. They gave like positive association effectively with what you're seeing now.
We could.
Do I have any idea what it is?
Roll a nature check for me, or nature check.
Oh, that's harsh. Asking that of a druid.
I know druids are never good at nature.
I'll pray for some guidance first.
Oh, that's not bad. Plus the 1d4. Woohoo!
Okay. I don't think you know exactly what this creature is. Just because of your background and stuff, I think this would be very far away from your traditional knowledge. However, it is most likely, you think, probably a sentient guardian spirit of whatever this place is, or sentient guardian. So it is not immediately an aggressive monster. You would guess. This place does not have an aggressive feeling to it. There'd be more defenses if that was the case.
Well, I say we don't piss it off. It's a bit too early to stop for the day, so we could continue on.
Well, perhaps we should try talking to it. I mean, maybe it has information. Maybe it's friendly. I mean, the mushrooms said it was friendly.
Yeah, but first impression, you don't want to be waking it up from its nap.
I feel like it's a missed opportunity if we don't wake it up. But then again, I thought the same thing when I was trying to talk to a scullery maid. So I'm probably not the best judge for this sort of thing.
It's up to you. He's having a relaxed snooze in the pool. He's clearly not aware of you. He rolled a 1 on his perception check.
I would like to move closer to the pool, seeing as we're not really that far away from the pool. Not into the pool. Damn you, Matthew. Why can you never set up maps to actually show the hexes properly?
I can sometimes. I just didn't this time. I noticed that. Damn it! I thought I got this one right.
I move to the edge of the pool into the actual square that I thought I was moving into. I would like to inspect the waters to see if they have some magical properties. Even though I'm not good at Arcana, that's what I want to do.
Sure, go for it.
Oh,
Actually, my biggest concern with that skeleton bomb is that it's just acid water. It's not actually water.
The water
everything.
appears... Well, that'd be more of a perception nature thing, but you don't get, like... There's a somewhat magical aura to the place, but it is more of an ambient druidic magic. Or nature magic in general.
Is my unblocked nose assaulted by any vagary smells from the water, like acid or poison or cinnamon?
Nothing unpleasant. There's like there's smells of lily pads that are floating on top of it. You can see a couple of little fish are swimming around inside of the water. There are a few kind of big tree logs in. Oh no, they're crocodiles. You realize there's a few crocodiles in the water, but they're just floating casually.
Call that a crocodile? This is a crocodile. Gotta cast polymorph. Well, that's fine. They're just peacefully. Yeah, we can just move on past this area. I feel like it's missing something, but it's for another time.
Yeah, you can move on if you want. Find somewhere else to take a sleep. You're kind of stuck here for the moment because there's a flash flood taking place everywhere else.
It's the middle of the day, though. We can't really sleep in the... Can we sleep in the middle of the day and then move at night? Do you guys both have dark vision? Oh, you don't, do you, Roscoe?
No.
Am I the only one that can see in the dark?
You've done your explore check for the day, so...
I mean, I have the spell.
Yeah.
I do not.
Well, we better get going, because otherwise we're going to lose track of Devlin.
Alright, so you just head off?
Yeah.
Alright. You make your way out of the strange pool. Briefly going here, and then back to the map.
Ah!
There we go.
Why is the spiritual weapon still there?
But yeah, you have discovered the hidden pool in this area. Not super hidden, but there's a pool there.
Cool. If we ever want to take a impromptu bath, then we're good.
With a lovely crocodile fellow in it. Possibly lovely, possibly terribly murdery.
You don't know until you speak to him. Plus, I could turn into a crocodile and we could bond over that. Or maybe he'll get offended because his culture's not my prom dress. Who knows?
Or aroused. Who knows? Yeah, so that the day goes by without any major thing. The flooding eventually passes, although the rain persists, although it just becomes a light drizzle. Could somebody roll 2d6 for me as you bed down for the night, finding a place to camp?
I did all the others. You guys can do this one.
Snake
eyes.
Snake eyes. Could somebody roll...
Snake eyes in a Matthew game.
Could somebody roll 2d6 for me?
Not fucking...
Not me.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As you are traveling and you bed down for the night, you find a... So this is an evening encounter. Okay. You bed down for the night. What order? So you're taking. I'm guessing you three are taking the watches.
Oh, there's more of us, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean
there's four watches to take, so
you can do it over free. I think that's fine. You just sleep in a lot more, and you can have somebody help you with each watch.
Yeah, have a hireling help each time. Makes sense.
Yeah, one with dark vision, preferably.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah, I'll cast dark vision on it.
Dark vision, don't they? Yeah.
All right. Who would take the first, second, and third watch?
I'll take the first.
Is the first still slightly light, or is the third slightly
light?
The
first would still be slightly light for a while.
I'll take the last then.
If that's all right, then I can still see.
Yeah, I'll take the darkest.
Well,
I mean, it would be you'd only be able to see for like the first little bit of your watch, and then you
to help.
Dark vision on Ross.
Okay, cool. So, Ross, you and your
Zhang.
You and Zhang. All right, so Zhang clanks down next to you and tells you a couple of stories of his heroic victories over the terrifying carrion crawler of the mine and the vile invading kobolds and such. And he just kind of natters away in the background, telling you the stories of his heroic works. As he does, could you roll a perception check for me?
I can certainly try. Sorry.
Okay.
If you'd rolled too low, you would have missed the punchline of the whole story. Then had to start from the beginning again.
He's just chatting away. As he does, you become aware of a whispering voice coming to you in your head. You're aware it's being given to you through telepathy.
Okay.
The voice coming to you goes, saying, "Hey, you. Can you hear me? I should be in your head right now."
Crickets.
In your head. In your head.
Zombie. Yeah,
No, telepathy.
Yes.
Oh, good, got you. So you're making camp pretty nearby to me. Could you? I need to talk to you.
No.
Oh no, come on. You can bring your friends. It's fine. I'm really lonely, and I could really use just somebody to talk to and help me out with something.
It's not gonna suck itself.
Jesus Christ.
You up?
Just wanted some trunk.
Yeah, yo boy, show me what that tusk do.
Oh God. Ooh. Who are you?
My name is Zed.
Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead.
I'm gonna turn to Zang and go, "There's a voice in my head."
Oh, I'd look into that, my friend. Never a good sign. Normally you're going crazy, you've got a sentient magical item, or there's an evil dark power around.
It says it wants me to go and talk to it.
Probably needs smiting.
Zang, the wannabe paladin. I guess I'll go and poke the other two awake and tell them. There's a voice trying to summon me nearby. I don't know. Kind of weird. It's in my head.
I mean, I talked you not in your head, but you're too far away.
We just hear this faint shouting from the distance. We're going, "Can you hear me?"
Roll a perception check.
Oh, I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Yes,
He's got big ears.
Off in the distance, you can just make out somebody going, "Over here." It's up here. I'm stuck.
Oh dear.
I should probably check it out. It could be for in some form of danger, I suppose.
I can hear him now. He's over there.
If it's some kind of danger, we get paid to deal with it.
All right.
I feel like I should be inside checking Ron, but I'm not gonna. I hear a voice in my head.
Should
It's
we
over there.
leave Gorthrox? Leave Gorthrox behind.
No, if we leave him behind, he'll be killed.
This is very true.
There's a snake eating him.
No, there's a very heavy leaf above him.
There's like a boa constrictor that's just like halfway through swallowing him whole. Just like, should we do something about that? Or
Break out.
This isn't funny, guys. I'm an integral part of the party, and you know it.
Actually, it's not a constrictor, it's an anaconda.
Wouldn't be interested in you then. You ain't got buns, hun. Yeah, let's. I mean, can you ask him, Ron, if he can wait till morning?
Okay, I'll then swap to the inn. So I said, "Can you wait until morning?"
I mean, I guess I'm not going anywhere. Like I said, I'm stuck.
Where are you stuck?
150 feet to your right.
No, what are you stuck in?
There's a lot of mud on me, right? I'm stuck in mud.
He says he's stuck in mud about 150 feet away.
Oh, I suppose it's quite a long while. It's 150 feet. We can move there, set up a new camp, but not in the mud.
Just nearby, just watch. Just the entertainment for the night.
Let's set up water walking first. If there's mud.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then if you cast it on him, he'll just rise to the top like it's an elevator. Oh, there we go.
I mean, but no, you raised it like 60 feet. It's like it's quite fast when you bob
like a very fast elevator.
Yeah, what does it say? It's like 60 feet per round, so 10 feet a second. I mean, that's quite fast.
I always have an idea I like that is if you live in a Triton society and they decide to banish you, they ritualistically cast. It's like a big ritual, and it ends with them casting water walk on you and just like fly up to the surface.
It has
like,
you willing
goodbye,
creatures.
my son. Yeah, no, it's part of it. You've got. It's alright that they execute you. It's like goodbye, my son. May your shame be forgotten upon the surface.
What's it called? The condition where you get
bends when you hit the surface.
Bends. That's what I'm trying to think of. Yeah.
If there's a ship they want to attack, they just put kind of big, Turkish helmets on top.
All right, so you guys make your way through the swamp towards where this voice is coming from. When you make your way 100 feet or so through the darkness, probably using torches or such for light, Gondor has a torch at the very least.
Fire!
You eventually find a space in the mud, a clearing, not a particularly large one, between some trees. Around this clearing, you can see there are what looks like the ruined remains of an ancient wall, a circular ancient wall going around this clearing, keeping back the foliage. You don't know how tall the walls were maybe once upon a time, but they have long broken down to being only... it's like Hadrian's Wall, how it's only a couple of feet tall. And
is that 2 feet tall now?
That's because the locals kept stealing the fucking stones to make their houses. That's not degradation at all. It's thieving fucking Scotsmen.
Well, they get everywhere, so unfortunately...
We build a wall, you guys fucking tear it down. Typical.
Oh, we don't. Anyway. In the middle...
No one was using it.
So there's this big, swampy, kind of muddy area in the middle. It looks like the recent flood has flown through this area. And you can see the mud is, piled up against the little walls in some places. It's swept in, it's probably swept some stuff away. And in the middle of this, 25-foot, diameter circular wall, you can just see a skeletal head, like a skull, just in the mud, and with glowing eyes, two gems for eyes that are glowing very slightly, and it kind of blinks. So the eyelashes blink on and off for a second.
I was going to say, how does it? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the eyelashes go on and off for a second.
The eyes fall out of the skull. He has to quickly pick them back up and put them in.
Oh, thank goodness you're here. Oh, I've been stuck in this. Okay, I've been stuck in this mud for so long. Please, come help me out.
And you couldn't wait till morning.
I mean, I could. I said I could wait. I just said I'm stuck.
Fine. No, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, I think the obvious question is, were you a skeleton before you got stuck in the mud?
Yes. I'll be honest. It was a while ago. Eternal life is a great idea, and stuck in a pool of mud for I don't know how long. I've had a lot of snoozes, a lot of time to think about things, about life, about how much I'd really like to not be in this mud. The head shakes a little bit.
How much do you reckon his eyes are worth?
Roll a history check for me, or intelligence something.
Oh god. That is not me. Yeah, it's all -1.
Good. You want to steal somebody's fucking eyes?
They some big ass looking diamonds.
You just said there were rubies earlier.
Yeah, I thought I just said
I
diamonds.
think that's more representing the 5 I rolled.
I mean, it's sounding a lot like a piece of character art that I really like, and he's got emeralds for eyes, so I don't know what gems
I think
they are.
they're diamonds. He has 2 like slightly glowing diamonds for eyes, and they're very large. They're the size of an eye socket. So
Yeah, cool.
Use that to cast a river fire, maybe.
So, how did you get stuck in the
I'm
mud?
not actually talking about stealing his eyes.
I mean, all right. So doing magic is a science and also an art. And
Yes,
with
yes,
art,
it is. Science and art, yes.
with science and art, there can be accidents. You know, sometimes your song doesn't work out. I blew up my tower and caved it in on myself, and now then I got stuck, and then slowly the tower's being worn away, and during the recent flood, it got worn away enough that I could finally see again.
Oh.
And then I could sense people nearby.
So hang on, he got himself stuck in his own tower in his basement or something in the mud, and he's been there so long that the tower has fallen over and worn away. And
This is so
oh god,
bullshit.
I just want to feel so really really sad. It's like, oh man, dude.
I mean, I don't know why, but I'm going to insight check him. I mean, obviously, it's a legit story that sounds reasonable.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, it is kind of reasonable in its
Sounds
own way.
legit to me.
Yeah.
You don't just make up something like that.
It sounds far too pathetic.
It does. It sounds too pathetic to be a lie to you, Roscoe. Like, no one would lie about this. Gordon, though, like there are elements of truth to it. You get the feeling he really probably has been stuck here this long, from like the nervous energy he has to get out. However, you think there's probably some mistruths to the exact reason, like, why he couldn't get out.
He's not. Do I think he's actually a spellcaster?
I mean, he's just a head on the ground right now. It's hard to say.
Gordon sort of looks at him and goes, "Are you really a spellcaster? Did you really? Are you actually a mage?" And he casts. He turns his back and casts Mage Hand, and goes, "Do you know what that spell is? Just from the vocal part and the somatics."
It's Mage Hand.
Okay. And he turns his back and he casts poison spray, but he tries to do it so he can't see. And that one?
That's poison spray. I mean, that won't work on me. I'm a skeleton. I'm immune to poison.
That's fine. I'm just checking to. I'm just whatever. I'm making sure your story's right because I've been lied to by scullery maids. Poison
spray. That was a handful of cinnamon you threw into the air, but I consider some magic intent to it.
You're a wizard. You know how this shit works. Don't start coming all like, oh, you know this. That was a good poison spray as well. Don't
suppose you can move your arms at all?
Yeah, I can.
I could cast some spells.
Yeah.
No, I definitely can't. They're really stuck.
So you don't have any spells that are just vocal then?
No.
All of your spells are somatic.
Roscoe said, "Can you move your arms?" And Gordon went, "Yeah, of course."
Look,
sorry.
Hidden gems. To be honest, I don't have any spells that aren't somatic either. So Gordon's don't have any non-somatic. Oh,
I never really, I'm living in my house doing normal stuff.
Yeah,
I've never really been one for taking Misty Step while I'm just in, relaxing.
Well, that's a shame because that would have been really helpful in this situation.
I know. I've been thinking on that for the last millennia or so.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's even sadder.
I mean, as I said, I've had bad experience with freeing people, so hopefully somebody else will come along and set you free soon. But you have a good day now, okay?
No, please, come on. I've been here. There's a cockroach in my ear. Well, where my ear would be.
How long has that been there for?
It's new. It came with the flood. I mean, to be fair, it's nice just to have the company, but it also would like it to get out of my ear.
There's also a wallet lodged in the back of my throat. I don't know where that guys, what do you think? As I said, last time I left it up to a party decision, sort of, and it did not turn out very well. But
does anyone have any idea what he is?
Yeah, he's an undead mage.
A necromancer? I don't know.
Yeah, do you know any necromancy spells?
You could roll an Arcana check if you wanted to.
I could, okay.
I'm saying somebody, if you actually want to try and gather information. He's a zombie.
Well, I asked him if he had any necromancy spells. To be honest, the cleric knows a fuck ton of necromancy spells, but they're all like healing.
I've been stuck in this damn slime for so long that I've forgotten all my spells. I can't keep them in my mind anymore.
Oh, so you don't have a spell book then?
I did have one, but he looks around at his tower's remains. It's like, I don't know where it is now.
I sat and watched it degrade over 700 years in front of me.
I was hoping that page 47 would degrade so I could get to page 48, but fucking page 48 vanished first. That would have been really useful.
Damn silverfish.
I don't see what's in it for us other than unleashing somebody who could be,
I can help you. Once I find my spell book, I could teach you magic. He looks at Gondorax. It's like, you look like you could use a tutor. Why don't you come over here, help me out? I will teach you some spells.
This is how Gondorax becomes a villain. He just takes under the weight of a 1,000-year-old necromancer.
Yes.
Actually, I'm going to approach you, but it's only to collect my wallet. I don't need a tutor, thank you. I'm learning at my own pace.
Gondorax does take a couple of steps forwards.
Do not make me a whole person, you Gondorax, because I fucking will.
Can you offer us anything else?
Wait. No, let's get to the bottom. Let's get to the bottom of the first thing first, before Gondorax does anything stupid. You say you're going to find your spellbook. How are you going to find your spellbook? Because we could locate that for you, and thus we could use that to discern whether or not you are indeed good or evil.
Well, my spellbook was destroyed, but I kept a backup along with a lot of other items in a demi-plane.
Bullshit.
I should still be able to access.
How do you access your demi-plane when you don't have your spellbook? Do you have a scroll for accessing your demi-plane?
I mean, I'd have to do a bit of work and remind myself how to do that particular ability, but a bit of focus, I should manage to figure it out again.
Did you have any money in that demi-plane? You lose change.
Yes, I kept some wealth there.
Gordon thinks to
like
himself,
my personal bank.
Gordon thinks to himself, if we find a load of high-level spell scrolls, we're probably going to have to kill this wizard.
Burning Hands kills the entire party somehow.
I reckon I could take him out with one spell, Mage Hand. I could kill him with Mage Hand.
You just choke him with Mage Hand. Jeez, what a way to go.
Yes, hard to Sassy. Guys, what do you want to do? You know what? Fuck it. I've unleashed enough evil. What's a little bit more evil being unleashed going to do, huh? What's the worst that can happen?
I thought that was doing. I've unleashed enough evil. Maybe I should back up on the releasing of evil. So yeah, I might as well release.
You know, is the ground? Is it still soft mud or is it solid now?
Roll. It's
been flooded over.
Slimy. Roll a perception check.
Mm.
just basically trying to figure out if I can just pop him out with a water walk.
15. It looks like silty like swamp mud has like poured over the ground here, but it's actually poured over. It looks like cobbles. Like
so he's stuck in cobblestone. Okay. So, okay. How are we going to get you out exactly if you're stuck into the cobble?
Fucking dig.
Just come over here and just dig around me a bit and grab my head and pull me up.
Well, I've actually got a spell for that.
You got a spell for that?
Oh, you got Party Stone or whatever it's called.
I've got Erupting Earth. It'll disturb all of the Earth in a 20-foot cube.
And
I'll
also
loosen it enough that you can get through. Might do.
Does it do bludgeoning damage?
It does, yes.
Shatter into a
I mean, I'll say the intent is not to hurt you.
Release of death, so
Okay.
Whatever it takes.
So if you die, I'll use one of your eyes to revive you.
I could also... Nah. You're down a hand 3, so you can't do it. What I'm hoping is if I cast it just next to you, that'll loosen things up enough that you can maybe get an arm free.
Wait a minute, how did you communicate telepathically?
A lot of focus and hard work.
So you just...
I'm a magical thing! I can do magic! It just takes a bit of work.
You said you could do magic.
I'm a talking skull!
We're all talking, we've all got skulls, I'm not impressed.
Just to clarify,
Like
are you
shakes.
a skull, or do you have a body underneath a skull?
There's still a body under here. The lights from his eyes like shift down the way. He's like,
You just dig under him, it's just nothing, it's just mud.
I've not seen my legs. I think there was gods walking the earth back then.
I can't feel my hands. Oh god, they're not there.
In all fairness, Ron hasn't seen his legs for a few years either, but that's just because he's a bit lardy.
I remember that next time we do a water walk.
Gorgeous sloshing through that.
It was worth it.
Yeah, I'm up for trying to help with that.
Yeah, I'll try casting Erupting Earth so that it will just kind of very, very slightly clip it in, maybe, and hopefully loosen up his arms.
Okay. Roll a wisdom save for me, just to see how well you can like maneuver this to try and not shatter the skull by accident.
Right. Sorry if this hurts. That's not what I'm going for.
Okay, 14. It's all right. Yeah, you're able to angle it so it kind of clips the side of him. It should break up the earth next to him to allow more freedom of movement. When you're doing so, what's your passive perception?
18.
Okay, you can see as all this earth is moving, and it knocks a lot of this silty mud out of the way, and you get a better look at the cobblestones. You can see the cobblestones around the skull, hidden by the mud. There was what looks like a magic circle that was encircling this skull. That the erupt earth spell disrupts and breaks. And then there is a kind of a release, a pop of energy as this magic circle is... You break your second magic circle in 2 games.
Hey, yeah, I didn't do this one.
You didn't do this one, no.
Yeah, that was big.
You advocate for it. And the skull goes, oh, thank God. Oh, and just float.
Oh, it's flaming skull.
Just floats up a few inches and stops, and its 2 eyes like blink. There's no flame on it, it's just a floating skull. Oh, that feels so good. Oh, I have been disconnected from everything for so long. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. Oh,
do you know Vupple at all?
Who, sorry?
Vupple.
Vupple.
The demoness. She was imprisoned like a few hundred feet that way. Is there like a line of circles with creatures imprisoned and we're just freeing them one at a time?
It sounds demonic in nature.
It is. It is
yes,
demonic in
it is.
nature.
Search and look into it. I don't know them. No.
No.
1 second. He looks around at you all. And he focuses on Gordorox. It's like,
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
oh, come on.
Oh, he's so tiny. Look at him. It's like beating up a squirrel.
I'm
Oh, go on, do it. Help yourself. Go ahead.
All right, thanks. You can have Gordorox make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Actually, I'm going to do a Constitution check because it's the same as my saving throw. But fuck you. Saving throw 16.
Damn!
All right, Gordorox takes 19 necrotic damage.
Oh, he's instantly dead.
Yeah. So you just see Gordorox go, the life like drains out of him. He immediately turns skeletal. And just turns to dust and falls to the ground. The skull shudders in pleasure. Oh, that felt so good. Oh, thank you. I needed that. And then his eyes like move to the cobalt.
You
No.
upset Marcus
No.
now. Yeah, guys, I feel like, we may have fucked up again.
Possibly.
Felt good.
What was your name, by the way?
Thank you.
Floaty Skull?
Zed. It's short for
Zed.
Zedorakanic.
Zedorakanic. That means the bringer of death and destruction in Pekingese. It doesn't really. I'm just distracting you so that Roscoe can sneak up behind you and whack you with his stick.
Roscoe just
the skull sort of floats around and looks at us. Oh, what a mess. I used to have a tower that was... God, I can't remember. So many stories. I had interdimensional spaces, so there were extra stories inside the stories. It got confusing. And now it's...
Sounds it.
I mean, this was the basement, so... Oh, God, where... Nope. There's... I mean, my bookshelf was there, and he looks at an empty wall. So that's a bad start. And... can't find my... Nope, it's... Well, thank you. Thank you so much for releasing me. I have a lot of work to do, as you can see. Whew.
Guys, are we... sorry, just 1 second, Zed. Guys, are we doing anything later today? Like, have we got lunch plans? Do we have lunch plans?
Middle of the night right now.
Hey, food is very important. So do we have lunch plans, guys? Are we doing this? Are we doing lunch?
I mean, I feel it's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Zed, are you okay if we break for lunch?
Yeah, sure. We can take a wee break. I'm just going to float around, see if I can start rebuilding my tower.
Yeah, I think we're gonna kill the skull, Matt.
Try and kill the skull?
Yeah, we're gonna try and kill the skull. And then we're gonna go back to sleep.
Do
you want us to roll initiatives, or
I think
are we able to get spells off?
Because I will need to make a little map for this. And I need to check on my dog and stuff. So let's take a wee 10-minute break. We'll get back together at 4.
Okay.
And we can see what goes on with this skull.
Cool. Fun times. Let's stop freeing evil things, guys. Come on.
But it was so cute.
So was the scullery maid.
That's my trick. I just make them cute and you'll free anything. I was waiting for someone to be like, I want to just check the floor for magic circles. It was right there.
I mean,
Wait,
there's a lot of mud to do.
Marcus did check the floor.
Yeah, that's why he saw the cobblestones.
Yeah, we didn't dig the mud out. But there's too much mud. I'm not going to dig that shit out. It's like,
Right,
it's
let's
9
get
o'clock at night at
I'm
this
going to go
point.
check my dogs and then they come out.
Yeah, let's have a break.
Okay.
It's only a floating skull. I'm sure we'll be fine, guys.
And it killed Gorgorax. Yes, that's no loss. Or Gondorak.
R2 fighters, do they have ranged capabilities?
I believe the goblin has a crossbow.
Okay. Yeah, the knight has a crossbow, yeah.
And the roguey one has throwing knives and a crossbow.
Okay, so they've both got options for hitting him if he's bobbling around on the ceiling.
What a feeling.
Although non-magical. And I'm mostly fire. Do I get the impression that this skull with flaming eyes is possibly not that worried about fire?
Eyes are not flaming, they just kind of give out a light.
Flaming! Okay, in that case I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially with that one on the Arcana check before.
But he's floating about. He's kind of looking at like parts of the walls and stuff and tutting and then focusing on trying to... Like, you can see he's like focusing his will on them and like trying to repair it and like making annoyed noises.
I would say, he's not threatening at all, so maybe but he did kill our wizard.
Oh yeah,
so...
he just killed him with a look. Like, he just stared at him and the life just drained from his body and he collapsed.
Again, any of us could have done that, so I'm not impressed.
Also true, yeah. I'm making this map quite quickly, so
that's fine,
it will be fairly basic in design.
That's cool.
I mean, it's supposed to just be a muddy pool with some bricks laying around. I'm not exactly expecting it to be...
It's mostly because there are going to be hexes that will not match up.
That's why you're making excuses. Okay, fine. Let's find... I'm trying to find the piece of art that I thought you were alluding to.
Alluding to? I might...
No, it's when you're describing him as having a body, even though I realise now he does not indeed have a body. I thought it was going to be... Damn it, why do I have so much character art on here?
Because you're a D&D guy.
I was going to say, is that a rhetorical question?
Yeah. I have just folders and folders of different art.
But I love the fact as well. This is the main folder of I probably want to play this character one day, and I would very much like to play this character because he looks cool. That guy.
No, not that guy.
I like that guy. You like that guy. Everyone likes that guy.
I like that guy. Okay. Okay, so on.
But my time of playing undead has been and gone. Sparrow was the peak of that. I can never reclaim that magic.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see in a more prolonged campaign with somebody who's good at playing some of his backstory, how they could make that, out. What did I say his name was? Zed? Zed.
Yeah.
In case you haven't noticed, this is a very random encounter.
Zed's undead, baby. Zed's undead.
The natural ones are my most random of it's like, that's still going to be the weird ones.
The fact as well is we found a circle here, and then we found a circle here. I'm very suspicious that there's just like a line of circles.
We've already been to the other one. There wasn't any super special there, so
we didn't find one.
You didn't find one, but I try not to hide things. Okay. Make them slightly drained.
On the plus side, if we do get any spell scrolls, we don't have to share them now.
It's true.
On the downside, we didn't get to see how awesome that mage was going to be. On the other plus side, he is dead now, which is also a good thing. It's for the greater good.
The greater good. There he is. There's
the fact, even if he took half damage, that would have killed him.
Yeah. I mean, a stiff breeze could knock him out. Godorax was always a joke. Make him.
Oh, the lag.
Well, yeah, you get what you pay for.
It's true. He was cheap as chips. I feel like this is missing a few things. Is it missing a few things? It is. It's missing his non-actions.
His non-actions. His ability to just stand still.
All right. So yeah, Zed is there. Gareth's still gone.
I might wait for him to get close to the ground before initiating the fighty talks.
Yeah. He's floating about like head height. Like he's floating about the height he would be if he was just alive and walking around at the moment.
When he comes up to like a raised piece of rubble, does the skull sort of float up and over it? Like,
kind of a wee bobbing up and down.
Maybe we should wait for him to find some of his good shit before we kill him. Otherwise, we're gonna have to root around through the mud to find it. Wait, do we get the feeling that this stuff is buried in the mud or washed away from what he told us?
He says this was like his basement, so
probably washed away.
Probably washed away. There might be something in a corner somewhere.
Okay.
But
because spoiler alert, we're going to loot the place once we're done with the fighting.
Yeah. Looks like time has looted the place.
Bastards.
Quite efficiently.
Stupid time. He's always there before us.
And after, and during. I probably won't be able to play much past 5 o'clock, because that's when Jess comes home and we got stuff to do before my game this evening.
No worries, no worries. My game this evening. Not our game, my game.
Our game.
Exactly, bruv. While we're waiting for Gareth, can I loot the apprentice wizard's body?
Yeah, sure. Might as well just tell you what he's got him. He has his spell book containing all of its mighty spells.
Oh, Gareth's back. Never
It's
mind.
actually more of a spell ring binder.
It's just a post-it note with 2 spells written on it.
And his wallet washed away, so he doesn't have any more. So he doesn't have any coinage.
So I find a spellbook, and it says he has a dagger as well. So
He's got a
spellbook and a dagger, yeah.
Some robes. All right. So you guys, you should be on the map now, yeah.
Yeah.
You can see Zed. He is just floating. Oh, Gareth, put down where your erupt Earth would be, just in case it's prevalent.
Has he moved?
He would have just been in like the middle of the room here.
All right. Okay. Is Marcus back?
Yeah, Marcus is here. He just doesn't have a camera.
We've been here for some time.
He was back. He's muted now, so he might be stepped away.
I was eating crackers. So
there we go.
I didn't want to listen to that particular ASMR.
Eating crackers is in the food or the racist slur?
Just eating black people.
No, crackers means white people, Matthew.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm used to you having a go at the black.
I mean, I don't care about the colour of their skin, I hate them.
There you go.
Alright, cool. So yeah, Zed, just floating around. Looking at things.
I will cast a spell.
His body turns to dust. Alright. What spell do you cast? Because if it has like components to it, he will see you casting a
It's quite a hefty spell. I was going to cast Hold Monster.
All
So
right.
it is verbal, somatic, and material.
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll see
high
if
are
he
these
recognizes the spell.
Okay.
Okay, he recognizes the spell. So we need to roll initiative. What are you doing?
Well, that's his reaction gone.
It is actually. Did you?
Yeah, good bait. Good bait.
Fuck! And I've counter spell as well. You done fucked up.
You need to roll for your little,
My
little
fucking
DBs as well.
pig as well.
Okay.
Well, okay, fine.
You don't really. Yours is dead.
Gonorex is on there. Does he get death saving throws?
No, he's dust.
In the wind?
I mean,
No.
if it hadn't instantly died, I might have, tried to at least spare the time.
No,
he's totally dead.
He was dead.
Yeah.
All right. Seeing Gordon casting a spell, he's like, and realizing when he's casting, he's like, assassin! And he is going to.
Does that mean I'm in the middle of casting the spell?
Thematically, you're not
Okay.
going to lose it or anything. You just didn't get, you have gone, yeah, shit, and he's like, and he flies towards you, and fly up to you.
Just headbutts you.
That'd be pretty great.
Depth perception.
You thought I was a demi-lit. I'm actually a barbarian.
All right, and then he's going to.
Oh fuck!
There's a cone-based weapon coming into play.
He just screams, charges towards you, and everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw or drop immediately to 1 hit or 0 hit points.
Damn.
0 hit points. Damn. Okay.
That is one hefty attack. Well, thank fuck for that.
Zang is out.
Zang just passes out immediately.
Okay.
He just comes screaming in. Gordon collapses to the ground.
That's not Gordon. You can clearly see it
Oh,
says
that's
Wild
the pig.
Herc.
The Wild Herc collapses as he just screams and pulses with necromantic energies.
It doesn't technically take damage, so I don't know. I don't think that comes into it. Because it took less than 10 damage because it doesn't take damage.
Yeah, you can use your Relentless on it.
Yeah, he'll use his Relentless to drop to 1 hit point.
Wild Herc versus Demi Lich.
I'm immortal! He cries in a language none of us speaks.
Yeah. And then he's going to float. He floats 10 foot up after. How far did I come before? Is there?
That's a good thing I waited for him to get close to the ground before casting my spell.
Yeah, he flies 10 foot up. At the same time, so he's out of reach of melee weapons.
I'm gonna form a human pyramid, guys. Come on.
He's like, what the hell are you doing? Roscoe, it's your shot. Why did only Zang go down? Oh, did check.
Yeah, only Zang and Herc, but Herc.
Zang
Need.
and
What's the DC?
15.
Yeah, mine were both okay.
Yeah. So is the pack mule goblin.
I'm immune to fear.
Yeah, Zed's probably looking at me. Fuck, they're good adventurers. They know what they're doing.
No, they've all taken Constitution. It's a strong stat. Roscoe, yeah, you see this guy. He's just like spinning around.
I'll start casting a spell.
All right, go for it.
There. Oh, that was pathetic.
I'm just checking if he's immune to that. He is not.
He's doing his record save though.
It misses. He just like flicks to the side. And you see, because he's so small and nimble, when he kind of avoids something of a dex save, he avoids all of it.
He's evasive.
I'll run over here and go hyena. So I should be able to reach him.
Yeah, you'd be about on his level as a hyena.
Okay.
On my level.
All right. Ron, it's your shot.
Spiritual bop.
Yeah.
That's a good bop.
You swing to bop him, and he splits out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah. He's very small and like nippy.
He's a cunt.
Spiritual.
He seems to be protected by like magic runes that are keeping your spells at bay.
Okay, and I will use my.
There he is.
Yeah. Oh, good God, that's massive and weird. I will use twice now. I use Channel's ability, and I'm going to dump it all into Zhang, which I think he can make up to 26. So.
Okay. If you got any extra, you could give it to Wild Herc.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, I tend to just call it, but sure, if you don't mind, there's four hit points of overflow that can go into Wild Herc.
I mean, he'll take them.
Then I will move this way.
All right.
So when you say he has runes on him that's repelling magic, does that mean like a non-magical attack with a 19 probably would hit?
No, it just means he has a very high AC.
Okay.
Valentivus.
Well...
Alright.
Damn.
The crossbow bow hits. And...
is it set up?
Well, you don't have to worry about it because he is immune to non-magical physical attacks. So it hits and bounces off.
Why did I bother bringing the fire back up?
And Valiant Fuss will go there and hide behind this tree.
Shit! Yeah, you can just see that it hits him like dead on, but there's not even a scratch on the skull. Zhang the Knight, I guess he can fire, but there's not much. You couldn't do anything.
We'll stand up, and he'll fire his crossbow and not do anything.
You should actually all be frightened, because even if you pass his thing, you get frightened, but it doesn't really matter. We'll just avoid that one for this one.
Is it for a turn, or...?
How? On a successful save, it's
And
frightened
it's
until the end of the
next
next turn.
turn. So.
But it doesn't matter. We'll avoid that. We'll ignore that for this one, and he does it again.
Cool.
Rather he didn't do it again.
Oh, God. Crossbow, then he'll move, so we can move on to the mule.
The mule grabs a dagger and runs off the map as fast as he can. Like, Plan Alpha, boss! And just runs away. Yeah, he knows. He's not here to fight. Gordon.
I'm gonna try and cast my spell, which probably won't work. So I will attempt to cast Hold Monster on him.
Okay, DC 16 Wisdom save.
Yeah, he'll probably ace that.
He aces the crap out of that.
Yeah. And then I'm going to say, guys, maybe we should make like a kobold. How high is this wall?
The hyena nods.
Only about waist height. It's a Gears of War wall. It's a Gears of War wall.
Gears of War wall? Gears of War wall?
Gears of War wall.
Gears of War.
Gears of Wobble. Gordon will go prone behind it then.
You run, just dive prone over there.
So that I can't be seen. There we go.
Gordorax of Smeg continues to be dead.
Decomposes slightly. Wild Herc is going to run away.
Run anyway.
He runs after the pack mule.
Alright. Zed is like, damn it, I could have used some good minions. You turned on me way too quickly.
You attacked us.
I did not. That is a lie, sir.
Gordon stands up, points at Gondrax and goes, see? And then goes back prone.
That was dinner. He is going to... Well, let's see if he gets his Howl ability back, first of all. obviously he'll use that if he can. He does not. All right. So he is going to try and drain the life from Roscoe and Zed, because you're both within 10 feet of him. So he just begins to like suck in the energy from the pair of you. Could I get
Zhang?
Zhang? Yes, Zhang and Roscoe. All right, you pass, so you don't take any.
I can't see the thing yet. So...
No, it's just a
so
con.
I think it's my right me being slow. I think. Right, let me. Oh shit. Yep. You might just move on. I'll get to it in a second. It's just
need to select.
I'll do the
do
roll
it,
for
Matt.
him.
Select the token and yeah.
I
22,
can't
he passed
do
well.
anything.
Yeah,
he passes. They both pass, and he's like,
Okay.
damn it! Where's my powers? Think, what could I do? What could I do? Maybe if I alter a bit of reality over... No. Roscoe. He's going to fly up another 20 feet. So he's...
Well, I'll let 20 feet of cold lightning get him then.
Well,
okay.
doesn't that provoke an attack of opportunity from Hyena that was in melee range with him?
Yeah, it would.
Which can't do magical damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I forget you're multi-classed. Yep.
All right. Crack. He passes and takes no damage.
Okay. I see how this is going. And run away. I can move 60 feet, so I can get out of there pretty sharpish.
All right. Ron, is your shot.
Sure, I'll move after him with the spiritual weapon and try and hit. 25!
That hits him. Smack. Ow! he frowns angrily at the spiritual weapon.
Seeing as apparently everyone else is running away, I guess I'll join in. And just scarp. Yeah, I'll use my action and get another 20 feet off the map.
Okay. Valent Vus. I mean, he's going to run away. Like...
I think everyone's going to run away.
Yeah, Valent Vus runs as fast as he can. Zhang, I'm taking over this. He's going to use his goblin instinct suddenly kick in. He's going to triple dash away.
Gordon's going to peek out and is going to, seeing as he's 20 foot up, he's going to attempt to cast another spell on him.
Sure, go for it. You take 15 movement to get up.
Yeah. I'm going to try and... Actually, if I twin spelled Polymorph, would I be able to cast it on me and him, turning us both into different things?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to cast it and try and turn him into a snail and me into something very fast.
Okay.
Probably a giant hyena or something.
Yeah.
Why not?
You can do a giant eagle if you want to do. Make it up real quick. Yeah. All right. So he has to make a wisdom save.
Which will pass.
He passes.
Just rolls 27s. It doesn't
and I run away as well.
All right. On his turn, Gondorax's Smeg continues to be dead. On his turn, you see that he floats after you for a little bit. But like in midair, he kind of like, it's almost like seeing a plane hit turbulence. And he's like, and he turns around and flies back into his home, and dips down, disappearing into the kind of below the perimeter wall.
Wait, so he can't get past the perimeter wall?
He started to, and then he kind of went like wobbly, and he flew back.
I look at the guys and I go, guys, we need a bigger map. I think we could stand far away from him and just pot shots at him.
Or he flies down below the level of the perimeter wall.
Or
I can't hear anything. What did you say? I still can't
drag him
hear.
out.
My internet's fucked up or something. Can you guys hear Gareth?
I can hear you all right,
Yeah,
and I can hear Gareth. Okay.
I can hear both of you fine.
It's just every time Gareth talks, I just get a bit, and nothing. It's probably me, actually. Try again, Gareth.
Or I could grab him and drag him out.
Ah, I can hear him now. Do you reckon you'll be able to grab him?
Might be able to. It's a skull.
Oh wait, I just realised Gordon can't talk because he is a giant eagle. I believe was what was decided.
The suggestion, whatever animal you want to be.
And
Roscoe is a hyena. Quite far
you
away
know
from
what?
you.
I did say hyena at first, so we could converse in hyena.
Hyenas don't have a language.
Yes, but I'm a
Hyenas
telepathic hyena.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, because Roscoe can talk to minds. Let's try it.
That's a fucking stupid idea, but that's what adventuring's about.
Okay, Roscoe, it's your turn. You can't see him at the moment because he flew down and disappeared below the level of the wall that surrounds the mud.
Is there anything difficult terrain in particular?
Mm-mm.
Not while Walt walks up, I imagine.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I could get to there with 40 feet movement.
Okay. Peeking over the wall, you can see he's just half submerged in some mud over here.
Just nuzzling into the mud.
Yeah, he's trying to hide in it.
So
it's like a flamingo. No, not
that's up to 55 feet, and I'll try to grab him.
Okay.
This is probably going to go well because he's got a massive dex by the looks of it. But no, let's use the hyena.
He gets a 13.
Ooh.
No, it doesn't have athletics, so
Just be strength.
oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh yeah!
We're gonna have to wait a long time before Gordon's turn comes around.
Oh,
actually, it depends if anybody else is doing anything.
Ron, what do you do? If anything?
I mean, if I can get into position, it depends where he's in relation to my spiritual weapon and stuff. If I'm still in range to control it, I don't know how long it's been because I only get a minute on it. I just want to keep trying to bop it
We didn't
with that.
run away a mile. I think it was just as the turn order. We were running away and we noticed
You can't see the skull though.
Okay.
You can see Roscoe just biting at something on the ground, but you can't see it because of the little perimeter wall.
Okay, I mean, can I get close enough with my 30 feet to be able to see it?
How far off the map did you run?
I ran 20 feet off the map.
So 30 feet to get to, and you still wouldn't be able to see it. You'd have to run right up to the edge and look in.
So so the wall is at the
everything around the kind of thing is there's a little
so it's like this line between mud and water.
Yeah, that's the wall.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, sure. I'll run up and spiritual bop him then, because I can use my action to dash and still do it as bonus action.
Yeah, sure. You can action. So where would you end up with your action dash?
It depends. Do I have to go right up to the line to be able to see him? I mean,
yeah, you have to be up
where
the line
I
to
can
see him.
Okay. I will go. It's really matters. All 25 feet. I'll go up to there and then try and smack him with it.
All right, you run up. You look over. You can just make him out in the mud, bitten at by Hina. He's rolling around like a little BB-8. Give him a bop.
Oh, no,
missing.
Not enough. Cool. 5 feet back.
All right. I think the NPCs are leaving, or at least backing up enough. They know they know they can't really help with this situation, and they're not here to die. So they're probably going to back up to it.
I can't see what one was.
Bus. They don't actually even know what you're doing. They just saw my Hina back in. So I think Zhang is sort of probably shouting,
No,
what are you doing? What's going on? Gordon.
I've got 5. For quick and spell, it's just the number of points for level of spell, isn't it?
No, that's twin spell. Quick and spell's always 2.
Oh, I didn't do quick and spell, did I? I did twin spell. Yep, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at playing a sorcerer. Why did I decide to play a sorcerer? Right, so I stood up from prone, turned hyena, and then ran away. So in theory, I should easily have enough movement to get back into melee with the skull.
Yeah, you'd have, if it's 60-foot movement you'd have moved 30 foot away.
You'd have 50.
Oh, 50.
30 foot back to where you were, and then you'd have 30 foot of movement to get anywhere. So you could be around here.
Okay, then I'd like to move up and... Oh, it does mean I won't have any movement to move away, and we're about to get fucked by the skull.
There are worse ways to get skull fucked.
Yeah, are there?
You're gonna get skull fucked. That'll be great.
No, I'm wondering if I should stay further away, but this is possibly the last time I'm going to get a chance to grapple him on the ground. So I will run up and attempt to grapple him.
Okay.
And I will do so as a giant hyena, so it's a +3, yeah?
Yes.
D20 +3. The number to beat is a 13.
9. You got 9.
Cool. And is it an action to swallow?
You could try and swallow if you want to. You're about the right size for a giant hyena to swallow.
Cool.
Oh,
I mean, hyenas literally specialise in breaking bones as well. So.
Magic bone.
That's all of my movement. I don't think I am able to do anything else. There's no bonus action stuff a hyena can do.
No.
Cool. So he's grappled, but it's the end of my turn. And shit's about to get real.
Alright, the Demi-Lich in your mouth is like, no, bad minion, bad. You must be punished. Constitution saving throw.
I'll let Gareth roll his first so I
well.
can see what it is.
Valiant Voss and that have ran off.
No.
So a +2, 1d20 +2, and I need to get 15. Okay.
Okay. I've reduced to 0 hit points, but...
You revert back.
Yep.
Oh, I just get it!
Well, this is weird, because there's not... It's always that weird interaction of that. I guess so. It's that weird interaction of, like, 0 hit points, like, all the way down, or... But yeah, you just become Roscoe. Gord, you are frightened, though.
Ah! But he's still grappled.
He's still grappled in your mouth.
I drool slightly.
Like, gross! It's getting in my mouth! Roscoe, you just suddenly... You feel death overcome you for about a second before you transform back into your normal self.
But a second.
Yeah, but I'm frightened.
You're not frightened. You're
No,
the only
you're
one
not
of us
frightened.
that isn't.
On a success save... Oh.
How's he
No.
frightened?
On
That's
a
the
success
stage
you
the
get
creature is
frightened.
frightened.
Yeah.
you failed.
Offline.
Yeah, so
failed.
Roscoe,
Oh,
you
Oh,
failed,
failed.
so you're not frightened.
Oh yeah, you're not.
Good point. Good point.
Actually, I think you're fine.
Gordex's shriveled hand actually didn't clutch.
Can I use my reaction to shit on him?
Okay, I'll take a step back.
Okay.
Provoke an attack of opportunity.
On the skull. It tries to chew on you.
Yeah, I had a feeling. And I'll try hooking a magic stone at it.
Okay.
No.
Missing. Ron.
Okay, I'm gonna step forward again.
A weird enemy to fight.
It's a very weird enemy to fight, yeah. What's the range on me? Quite handy. Alright, I will use my
Crumbs
action to cast Bless on all of us.
Ooh.
Just to try and help with them that are saving throws. And them that are melee attacks when frightened. I'm not frightened. And I will use the bonus action to try and wail on it with disadvantage with the hammer. Because I'm afeared. I've got D4 on. Yep, spiritual weapon. Ooh!
Yes, that cracks it on the noggin. A little crack appears in its skull.
Gordon spits out one of his hyena teeth.
Alan, move a little bit closer, so like close enough to help if they could, but not Well, they can't hit it. They're aware of that. So
they can just hold it.
They're also aware it has AoE explosions. And
It's true.
We'll help if you need us.
Actually,
Gordon.
hang on. Yeah, I'm going to use my movement to move a little bit further away, actually, considering it has AoE. Good point.
I am going to move out of the thing as far as I can, possibly towards our non-magical friends. No, I will move
because he's a skull. He's tiny and he's like
cool. I will move 60 feet away then.
All right.
Actually, I'm not going to use my action for anything, so I could dash. If I felt the actual need to. But where to?
It's like a dog with
you
a
might want
bone.
to just move and see what happens first, because you've no idea what's going to happen when you hit into that barrier that he hit before.
What's around us, Matthew? Is there anything interesting?
Just to swamp, kind of in all directions.
I'm going to head... Yeah, I'll head west. And I will use my action to dodge.
Alright. So you run 60 foot that way. Hang on a second. You know what? I'm just going to fiddle with the map a little bit.
Would you like me to head east instead? The only reason I headed west was because it's like most of my people are that way.
You don't want to head east because you don't get as much distance. I kind of get that.
Yeah, I don't know what's there.
But I can't really fix this easily enough. But yeah, okay. You run. You're gonna go off a bit. Like, what are you doing? No! And it begins to shudder in your mouth. Like, sleepy. Yum yum. Yeah. Sleep now. And the lights in his eyes like pop off, one after the other, and then you kind of feel like a weird cold sensation on your tongue.
Oh, he wet the bed.
As you hold him. Well, actually, that doesn't happen. You can see like something's happening. I'm getting sleep now. No. Anything else? You dodge?
I'm dodging.
Yeah. On his turn. 1d6. 6.
Oh, for
right.
fuck's sake.
He's going to howl.
It's alright, he's miles away from the rest of us.
Okay, so it's 1d20 plus 2.
Yeah.
D4.
I'm going to roll that first, then I'm going to hit the d4. Yeah, no. I drop back to Gordon form.
Alright, you turn to Gordon form, holding the skull against your mouth.
Just rips your jaw apart. Crack.
You hear Gordon mutter, locally sourced fresh produce. So much mud.
Are you still trying to hold on to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Make a grapple check. Same as normal with athletics.
Oh yeah, Gordon's good at that.
As you transform back. Right, trying to hold on to him. Right.
No.
Okay, so you dragged him 60 feet away, yeah?
Yeah.
So he floats back like to the edge of the map, like, and he like splats and lands in the water. It's like, oh no, sleepy, so sleepy, so. And the little lights in his eyes go off, and he seems to almost like he turns off. Roscoe, what do you do?
Guys, let's carry him far away before we beat the shit out of him. Or take him back with us. Should we take him back with us?
Yeah, to make a good ornament.
Imagine walking into the fucking Explorers Guild with a demi-lich skull. Hey guys, look what we found!
Going wrong.
Can we keep him?
25 foot movement to get there.
Okay.
I'll try grappling.
Sure, you just pick him up in your mouth.
Then another 35 plus 60.
Alright, you just trot away with him in your mouth. We can actually leave initiative now.
Yay!
He no longer has actions. And no one is dying. Of importance.
But we do want to loot the mud. But we don't have to do that in initiative.
So you walk away, you wait for something to happen, and nothing does. It's kind of like I said, there's a weird like cold sensation to the thing in your mouth. And you kind of lap your tongue against it. It doesn't have any flavor.
Chew?
Nothing.
Okay, so still protected.
Yeah, I mean, you've trotted quite far away from everybody else, but you're just trying to chew on it. Not getting anywhere.
Just being a hyena.
What do the rest of you do? We're out of initiative now. Zang and Valent
try and
wander over.
Oh, I see you guys
try
are
and
back.
destroy it while it's off, or
I mean, I get the feeling that it's going to stay off, and in that time we can decide what to do. But I think searching the ruins is our first priority. We may find some information. You're not here, Gareth. We may find some information.
I just enjoy chewing.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna be a gobstopper.
May find some information. We may find something valuable. We may find something.
yeah. Well, they would have to leave at least one person. It's their person, if not more.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we're assuming he's going to stay dormant. You may want to leave more than one person here just in case he doesn't.
Zang offers to stay with Roscoe and keep an eye on it, but he does say if anyone has a magical weapon he can hold just in case.
Nope.
No.
What do we look like?
He nods. He's like, all right.
The gods are not that generous.
That was a spiritual weapon, yeah.
Okay, so let's have a dig around in the mud, see what we can find.
All right.
Sure.
This would probably take place over a couple of hours searching, because it's a lot of moving goop around and hunting. So somebody would have to lead an investigation check to hunt.
Can we use Wild Herc like a truffle pig?
Yeah, he can do the help action.
I was about to say, if you really want Wild Herc to roll the intelligence check, I'm all for that.
He can help.
I said I'm going to roll it.
Someone's got to roll an investigation check.
Thus has a regent as a decent intelligence.
Oh.
Yeah, he does seem to have a kind of scavengery mindset. So him and Herc set about. Oh damn! Okay.
Do.
Yes, wow. You will find things. I have to decide what they are.
Is this a load of books and scrolls that we ordered to give to Contracts?
I mean, they're... So,
because that's going to make it look really suspicious when we get back to a tavern.
He's killed by this lich. This skull we've got, we swear it's a lich. It killed him.
Guys, actually, I wasn't really dead. I was just pretending. So, where are my scrolls? Guys.
You find...
a splinter.
So, it looks like one corner used to be alchemy lab. And there you find, in amongst the general detritus, there is some remaining potions that were kept well, kind of secured, that have not been destroyed.
Thank God we didn't bring Darkbeard, sorry.
Among them, you find 6 traditional potions of healing.
Damn.
Yeah, you've got a stash of them. And you also find one, it's labeled for a good time, and it's a potion of growth.
Okay.
Is this the skull of Joe?
I mean, not against the character I was playing there. You also find, looking around, hidden underneath one of the... So you actually prise up a loose, cobble on the ground. You find 2 spell scrolls that have been sequestered away. There were more spell scrolls, but unfortunately elements have destroyed several of them.
Makes sense.
Erupting elements.
But there are 2 spell scrolls in there, like wax containers that looks like they all had magic on them to help them, last from that they've actually slowly died over time. You can see amongst them, so out of the two, as Matthew furiously flicks through the spell list, okay. You see one is a spell scroll of Blight.
Ooh.
Damn.
Nice.
And the other is a spell scroll of the other is a spell scroll of Create Undead.
Yeah, that's the sort of thing that you need to be a wizard for. You don't really want to be casting that and then not able to cast it again, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it could get awkward.
Yeah.
But those are the two spell scrolls in there. And as well as that, you actually managed to track down, in amongst the detritus, a couple of old art objects. You would guess coming up to around about 250 gold worth of random chunks of art.
250 golds, damn.
A lot of it is just base minerals or materials at stage, because it's decayed so much, but you could probably still sell it to be smelted down. And Valent finds all this during an hour's searching.
Well, that's a bountiful hoard that we've got so far. What with Hydra Teeth, art. I mean, I don't know if we're going to keep the scrolls or sell them. But yeah, we're even dividing it amongst the five of us. That's still a hefty take home.
And you don't have to give the scrolls to Gordon. Gordax.
Gordax. And the person that has a name similar to Gordon's is now dead. I look forward to the next NPC that's called Morden or something, and then Gordon could have an unnecessary...
Just Gordon spelled correctly.
Bastard, how dare he.
Super nice, affable guy.
I love the fact that you think you can spell something correctly, Matt.
Fair.
I was like Voss and Zang are getting paid for doing literally nothing in this because they're totally useless. It's like, yeah,
not their fault. It was a demi-lich.
I know, no, I know, absolutely not. But it's funny they got brought along and then didn't have to do anything.
Gordon looks at Ron and is like, you only hit it a couple of times with a hammer. I'm the one that dragged it out and rendered it unconscious.
Yeah, this skull is still in Roscoe's mouth. Roscoe, you've been having a great time just like chewing on it.
So what are we gonna do with the skull? I mean, we could just carry it around with us. We could put a length of rope through the eye. Oh, can we pry the eyes gems out, or do you reckon we have to kill it first?
Pretty have to smash it. I could just sit and smash it with the hammer until it breaks.
I mean,
is it snoring at all, Matt?
It's not making. Roll a perception for me.
Roll a what? Sorry, Matt.
Perception.
Because Gordon's like, if it looks like it's inanimate, we could just sell it in town as a valuable.
So you notice, kind of looking at it in Roscoe's mouth, Roscoe's teeth are stopping like a centimeter or half a centimeter from actually touching the skull proper.
Yeah.
And you can also see there's like one of the runes in the skull's head is glowing like a dull blue. Roll an Arcana check for me.
I was going to say, guys, what do you think that is? Not Arcana.
Self-destruct button.
Actually... No idea.
I dumped intelligence. Deal with it.
Yeah.
I could try to
It's funny how you don't miss an intelligence character until you actually... Because I'm doing a lot of stuff where figuring stuff out is actually kind of useful.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, we don't know.
I think my next character's good.
I'm up for that.
I have to keep good charisma because all of my characters are always very talky, just like me. Okay.
Yeah, but
does anyone know what
like Roscoe's having no luck damaging it with non-magical?
Does anyone know what this blue rune thing does? I have no idea. I think maybe it's keeping the scent fresh.
Roll Arcana checks.
Sure.
Well, Roscoe can't even see it.
No, I mean, but I imagine Roscoe takes it out of his mouth.
10.
I'll take it out of Roscoe's mouth.
Okay. Yeah, Roscoe, well, first of all, the rune is definitely, it's a wizard rune, and it is an evocation rune, which makes you panic for a second, and then you kind of wait, look at it longer. Oh, I know what this is. I've heard of this. It's like a wall of force spell has been cast around the skull protectively. So almost, it looks to you like some sort of defensive measure. Like, since he is inanimate, it's cast this wall of force around it to keep it safe.
I could try and dispel it.
No.
No? Okay.
No.
No? Okay.
I'll even give you
I'll tell you why.
That was a natural 20. You know that walls of forces cannot normally be dispelled by dispel magic spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's not the reason I said no. The reason I said no was if you dispel the wrong thing, or you accidentally dispel the thing that's making him unconscious and he comes back, he will fuck us all with his big undead dick.
Big undead dick.
I say, let Sleeping Skulls lie.
Yeah, we haven't even found the undead dick yet.
Keep digging.
Keep digging, Wild Herc.
Valiant, I want you to find that dick.
I'm on it!
It wasn't the tower.
Eiffel Tower.
It's phallic.
But yeah, you think that's everything you're gonna hear. And with that, so I can't really play much past 5. Jess
So
will
we
be
should
back.
probably head back. Yeah.
We should probably do the heady backs.
Yeah.
Well, what are we doing with the skull first? Let's decide that.
Oh, that's a good question. What are you doing with the skull? Let's address that first and foremost.
I think we take it back with us.
Yeah. Take it into town. We're supposed to go on.
That's a demi-lich, it's fine.
Yeah, we
What
could.
is a full lich? It's just a demi-lich.
It's like the Explorers Guild. There's
Oh,
the decorative bauble.
Look what we've got! Ah!
There are nice
Christmas tree.
We're selling
Yeah, exactly.
get to them. To be fair, you think Bertha would be right up for buying this?
Yeah. She
She
could throw it inside her gelatinous cube. It'd look hilarious.
That'd be great, yes, no, definitely. Absolutely. Feed it to the fucking gelatinous cube.
Alright, so...
It's a never-ending gobstopper.
So begins the rise of the gelatinous lich as it slowly subsumes and takes over the gelatinous cube.
Magical.
The demi-cube.
Okay, could I...
It's like oblong? What?
So, since you know where the Myconids are, and you've travelled this way recently, I don't think there's any encounters on the way back. Your journey goes by without incident. You see the Myconids briefly passing by. You probably spend the night with them.
Mushroom
Once you fuck some mushroom, you never go back.
So that was 1, 2,
Mushroom.
3 days travel. That's how long you kind of spent out. Returning home with a new skull and one less wizard.
I will hand the barmaid his spell book and a small handful of dust. He was expendable. No, that's the wrong word.
There's a tally on. There's actually something written on the wall board with everybody here's name next to it and some numbers.
I know what it is. It's Deadpool.
Yeah, and he goes, "Who had Gorgon axe to go first?" Everybody raises their hand. It's like, not gonna be much of a payout, guys. Just a round of drinks for everybody. That's and it looks at you and goes, "We did suggest that he not go out there." Oh well.
Gordon points at the board and says, "If he even bet on himself to be dead first, why would he do that?" I suppose he broke even.
You looking up there, you do also notice all of your names are up there.
Wait, does that count as dying and coming back? Is that...
No,
I've died a couple of times.
It's dead and not returning.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the money that you guys have managed to make?
Geez, we made 160 in Hydra Teeth and 250 in art. We've got the scrolls and we have the potions. Although, what potions were there?
Not including 6 healing potions and a potion of growth.
Yeah, you've definitely bulked up on potions. That was nice.
I mean, when they say a share, is that a share of the money or a share of the loot?
It's a full share, so they'd want a share of the potion.
I'll give them an Explorers Guild potion each. Here you go.
They both kind of talk on the way back, and they do admit that they help out as much as they liked against the lich creature, so they don't want a share of the potions. They say normally they would take it, but they weren't as helpful as they'd have liked this time round. You put us up against Lizard Man or anything like that. But...
In all fairness, we didn't think we were going to be awakening a great evil again. I mean, at all.
We already did that on Tuesday. We figured we were done for the week.
Points out it's probably a good thing it wasn't at full power. I think it was missing some of its normal potency. It was trying stuff, but it couldn't quite get it to work.
So I think
we've all been there.
Okay, so calculator, divide that by 5.
Oh man, that ornamental demi-lich. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how much.
Yeah, you might get some money for that too. Depending on how you try. I don't know how you're going to try and spin it. Right, everyone's getting 102 gold and 5 silver. Just from a base gold. And then, who wants the growth potion? Who wants the blight scroll? And who wants the greater undead scroll?
How much gold are you getting? Sorry,
125. Sorry, 102, and 5
silver.
And 5 silver.
I mean, eventually, I will be able to use the create undead scroll, but I don't know. I'm more concerned about letting someone else have it. To be honest, and like just selling it. It's like there's be a dude in that village with the ability to create 3 ghouls.
So the Explorers Guild are always about like buying art objects and stuff, but they're a bit unsure about these higher scrolls. They could give you money for it, but not price.
Yeah, I'm interested in the blight scroll.
Yeah,
I can actually use that.
I mean, we're all magic users. We can all use. Oh no, it has to be part of the class.
If it's not on your list, yeah. So yeah. I think sorcerers can get blight.
I'm fine with not having it, and I don't want to be creating no undeads.
So maybe Ron takes the great undead one for safekeeping. Okay. Roscoe takes the blight scroll, and Gordon takes the growth potion.
I mean,
can you drink it whilst polymorphed?
No. No, it's not one of those. Polymorph isn't like wild shape. I can't choose to have things just fall idly on the floor.
You can drink it before polymorphing.
Cool. Then it would have no effect on my polymorphed shape.
I don't know. It's a weird interaction. It might do.
Put it on the floor, step back, polymorph, drink potion.
Yes. Have somebody feed it to you.
I was about to say crocodiles are known for their ability to open bottles.
You could take the top off first. Yeah, as I said, you could just have a potion caddy. You could just pay Matt, bloody Dave to come with you and feed you the growth potion.
Is it a bonus? Is it a bonus action or an item interaction to unstopper a potion and put a drinking straw into it?
I don't know. Do you not want the growth potion? I mean,
I'm fine with somebody else having it.
Zang will take it.
I mean, it doesn't benefit me in any way to be bigger. So.
Although I could give it to her.
And I've already got the scroll.
Oh, yeah, no. So hang on to it to give to a compatriot down the lines if you.
Yeah, I'll take it then. I'll take somebody.
I kind of like the idea of you riding a huge giant ball.
This isn't even my final form.
All right, so that's stuff divided up. You each get 2 healing potions, which is very nice. Mm-hmm. And what are you doing? The head, the entire trek back. It doesn't talk. It doesn't do anything. The rune never stops glowing. And it doesn't seem to be wavering.
Don't ignore me, honey. Come on.
Does one of you keep it for safekeeping, or do you do something else with it?
I say we sell it to the Explorers Guild.
Yeah, I think that's
They'll buy it.
Are you just having to see me with a demi-lich in your pocket?
Now, here's the question. Do you tell them it is a demi-lich, or do you just sell them as a nice art object?
I would like
You've got
to...
a gamble on that.
Is there some sort of check I could do to gauge whether it's going to be worth more if I tell them it's a demi-lich?
Roll an insight check.
Okay.
I'd also like to roll
15?
on that one.
15.
Because we discussed this outside, it's like, I mean, she loves the gelatinous cube. I figure she'll be more interested in knowing it's a demi-lich that can't do anything.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that.
Kind of locked-in syndrome.
If this was a lot of other guilds I played, they would use that as an excuse to be like, all right, we're seizing this property because it's dangerous. But Bertha is a lot cooler than that. She would pay you a good price for it because you're bringing her something dangerous for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe you could train it.
I mean, with that wall of force, I mean, you could turn it, if you had like a cannon or anything, you could turn it into a really dangerous projectile.
All true.
You could put it in a magic circle and cover it in mud.
You could remove your own... You could remove your own skull and put that in your head, and then you have a damage-proof skull.
It's the head effector.
So do you tell her what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm down telling you.
Okay. She is very impressed to find out that you... Does the story involve the fact you released it? How you know what? Roll a performance or deception check.
When we discuss
how well
it,
you sell this.
I imagine Roscoe sort of going into our heads like, shit, what do we tell them? I think we should tell the truth and say, like, it tricked us into thinking it was an innocent person.
It's more to see how well you sell. This is we overcame a terrible evil. We accidentally released it and fixed our fuck up. So performance or deception.
But the thing is, I mean, I have a +7 to deception, but I don't want to be deceptive. Is what I'm basically saying, Matt.
It's not so much lying. It's just how well you're polishing up the good and cleaning away the shit from the story.
Oh, this is giving me thesis flashbacks.
Do you want me to roll it, guys?
You seem to be the most confident.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can really help you here because neither of the other two are particularly.
We yeah. You know, it was for the greater good.
The greater good.
Oh god, a 10. That's terrible.
She smiles and it's like, well, I'm glad that you managed to fix the problem that you caused. Sort of, you know, it's like, well done. You didn't, you shat on the floor, but at least you cleaned it up before I got home.
Hey, it's the first time for everything. I mean,
she rewards you guys with 500 more gold, which you have to divide with the other two as well. So everyone gets 100 more gold.
Oh.
So send them a postal check.
What if we don't tell them?
No,
I'm joking.
Turney and Bertha
are...
she keeps track of this stuff.
Damn it, we should have had the 20 gold a day adventurers.
Yeah.
Would it have been any slower than
I
slightly?
doubt any of them have magical fucking items. It'd be the exact same shit.
But it's still like 4 or 5 days.
Swords. Yeah, probably
You know what?
A little money.
If we'd brought the fucking druid, he could have cast fucking shillelagh. Boom! I win.
But he would have wanted all those potions, though.
He would have wanted all those potions.
Then we would
and
have
don't worry, they keep that spell.
They like Gordon's suggestion.
Where no one can touch it again. Well done, everyone. You didn't find Prince Devlin, but you did release a terrible evil. But this time, you dealt with it. I bet you was much less well prepared for being released.
Yeah, it will go out eventually.
Yeah. Marcus there giggling to himself.
Bertha takes. This is your second mission with them. Oh, sorry, Ron?
Yeah.
Bertha offers you a place in the guild as their kind of entrance level rank, which I believe is a cub. I just want to know if you'd like to be a cub of the Explorer.
Oh, this is like being back in Scouts. Sure.
She doesn't try to touch you.
And not quite like being pushed. She gives you a little badge that has a little bronze badge with a bear cut on it. It's like, don't worry, this doesn't restrict your movements or anything like that. We just like to, show appreciation for those who have done work with us a couple of times. Speaking of which, Gordon and Rossio, you have done a great deal for the Explorers Guild. So in a short period of time as well. We're very, very thankful for everything that you've managed to achieve. You've definitely made the swamp a safer place to not unleash terrible evil into it.
Oh, working on it.
She is not aware of that.
Oh, wait, you wanted us to release terrible evil? Oh no, we've been doing so much good. Oh, sorry, I misunderstood you for a second there.
I would like to make both of you official bears in the of the what's the name of a group of bears? Official members of our den. Official bears of our den. I want you to be members of our family.
What is a group of bears called? Why would they have a term? Bears don't tend to move in packs or anything.
They move in communities.
Apparently it's called a sloth.
A sloth of bears.
Join our sloth of bears.
Or a sleuth.
A sleuth. They go around solving crimes.
Apparently caused that because they appear to be constantly searching, investigating for something. Just like detectives.
They go around solving crimes. I love it.
We would like you to be official, permanent members of the guild. We'd expect, you'd always have a bed here. We can even get you the rooms by themselves. As well as that, it comes with a little more responsibility. We'd expect you to come and aid us if dire situation happens. But yeah, you've done a lot for us, and we'd like to show appreciation for that.
Oh, I am happy with that.
Nice.
I mean, to be honest, if something bad went wrong, I'd have to be here to help anyway.
It's the least we can do for you. You've done a lot of work helping the people around here, both of you. Thanks to you, the people who live outside these walls, they've got fresh water, and they've got warm houses to live in.
And they've got a road.
This means we should be able to give you access to some of the magical items we've been keeping stored before you go out on your missions.
Well, that's interesting.
Yes, we'll show you them before you go out on your next mission.
I look forward to it.
All right. Thanks, everyone. And don't worry, the skull will be very secret. Zed and Cubit together forever.
Does Cubit seem incredibly happy to have his unending chew toy?
He does, because Cubert just wants company at all times, and he finally has someone he can learning about.
That's kind of fair, to be honest. Everything he would chew on would eventually dissolve if it's magical.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
except
the
for
only thing that
Zed.
sticks around.
So he's just constantly wobbling happily.
He's going to get tired sooner or later.
All right, I'm going to bring the session to an end there.
Cool. Did you have a name for it, Matthew? Or anybody?
Yes.
Zed's dead.
Zed's dead. Question mark?
What about Zed's undead?
Zed's undead, yeah.
Yeah.
Zed's undead.
Right, I'm rolling hit dice.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because you level.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Good ones.
that's a good one. How am I doing on the trek to leveling up, Adam?
You are at Matt 5.83.
So if I run one more game?
If you run one more game, yeah, I think so.
Sounds like it.
I can just put fake that you've run a game, yeah, you'd hit level 6.
Nice. Get myself some more fighty stuff.
Yeah.
Yarp. Lovely. I like these little daytime games sometimes. They're quick. They've got a bit of a time limit on them.
Yeah.
There's less like.
And this was a rarity. Me playing in a day time game. I'm not going to be able to do it again.
You're ill.
Yeah. I mean,
all right.
Likewise, I just have a week off.
I'm going to go so that I am dressed and everything's ready for Jess getting. Because I think she's having a stressful day. So the less reason I have for her to be better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Later, guys.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye, guys.